To all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of The Desk. This is episode 155, my platform to rant, rave, bitch, be moan, all things that encompass OCW and its subsidiaries, and now, as of recently, the SIM community, the CAW community, whatever you want to call it, SIM, CAW, SIM, etc., etc. Today, my guest, very special guest. I don't remember if he reached out to me or I reached out to him, but he was recommended by Jacob Anderson. I'm assuming he might be kind of a big deal. I don't really know. We're going to find out. It is the one and only, the Nic Virtue.
I'm not really good with intros, so like, hi.
I know, right? I hate, to be fair, I don't like intros either. I hate that shit. Like, I like doing it before instead of doing it during.
It's like the most awkward part of the
It kind of does, right? Like, hey guys, welcome to the podcast, and my guest today is the Nic Virtue. Speaking of, I got a bone to pick with you too, because because again, I'm learning I'm learning Twitter, and by learning Twitter, I'm like, oh, I'm tweeting people. I mean, David Arquette retweeted me or tweeted me. I was like, oh snap, that's cool.
Snap.
Yeah, right. Cloud chasing, guys. So yeah, I saw that you tweeted about, oh, I'm on a podcast, and I'm like, you can't even just put where you going. You can't even.
Nah, I didn't want to put that in there until like after the fact.
Okay, well, that's fair. Because if I was trashed, then it's like, hey, I ain't, All right, I mean, it's smart. It's smart. I appreciate that. All right, so, yeah, I said you're kind of a big deal. I'm not trying to be patronizing or nothing, but I've seen your name around. I don't even know, honestly, how I wound up following you, but I'm sure I saw something like, oh, cool, he looks, whatever. And I had the benefit of talking to you briefly yesterday when we were, checking out, trying to figure out your audio stuff. And again, my takeaway was, oh, this dude is normal, and that's no knock on Jacob Anderson. Shout out to Jacob Anderson as well. I just mean,
shout out to Jacob. Yeah,
I just mean in general, like, oh, okay, he's whatever. So I go back to my people. I'm like, oh, yo, I got the next person. He seems cool. Oh, we don't want. Well, why? You don't like. So you want someone to be weird? Is that what it is? Like, yo, relax. Anyway, so I'm mumbling a little bit. It's a long day, but all right. So first question is. I guess, how long have you been in the WWE Game Community? I guess.
Shoot. You mean like playing the games?
Yeah, playing the games. Yeah, playing the games.
My first WWE game was that I played. It wasn't even mine. It was a friend's. It was Just Bring It. That was the first WWE game I ever played in my life.
Right.
But the first game that I owned for myself that I played was Shut Your Mouth. That's where it all started.
Oh, that's one of the goats.
That was where it all started. But online, interacting with people, was 07.
Ooh, that's
on the Xbox.
Ooh,
those were the days.
That's a tough year, man. That was cause again, and this is going to be a theme too, because I got to relate. But when I started, it was when I started online, it was 2005, which was CAWs in 2005. It was just basically one-on-one, and it was terrible. Mm-hmm. And then WrestleMania 21, which you didn't even know had online, that was terrible.
Right, I didn't even know.
We used to record matches with web cameras, and that was just, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what we had to do back then. I remember doing that.
So and then you had 2006, which was from a It was really good, but you couldn't have like European people, PAL people fight NTSC people, so that sucked. But but creation wise, it was a very deep enough suite. Like we had a guy that would make custom T-shirts, and then when you made the jump, like you said, 2007, it was Xbox, so everyone could play everyone, but they made it so that you couldn't you couldn't have cool stuff because I guess it was banned online.
Right. Yeah. So I do remember that.
Yo,
that was so trash.
Yes. Yes, that was. I remember that because that's what killed one of my dudes. My dude was like, "Oh my god, I can't make." Like he used to make like Rancid shirts, Black Flag, a bunch of stuff. Shout out to Maja, out there being the dad of the year. But it's like, Man, it was mad limited. So, all right. So that being said, that was your first one where you got online, but were you in a spot then, or were you just, playing online?
Back then I was in a clan.
Ooh.
And yeah, those were my competitive days. Like, I was super, super hell bent on winning. And I was in a clan called NOD, Nation of Domination. And wait, no, not matter of fact. Before that, okay. I was in like one of those glitchy clans, like who would go around freezing people on the ground.
Oh no,
yeah.
Oh, you a scumbag! Yo, get off my joint. I don't want you to know.
That was me.
Andre headbutt spamming.
Right.
Oh, did you? Would you use to communicate? Did you use like AIM or something like that? Like to talk to your clan members or whatever? How'd you communicate?
Oh, we would all be in the Xbox Live parties.
Yo, I made him leave. Andre headbutt spam. Ha ha ha! I'm awesome. Oh man,
it was rough back then.
You a jerk.
It was real rough. But yeah, I went from doing the clan stuff, clan battles, playing competitively. Then I think up until 2010-ish, around like 2010, early 2011, like it just got bored of it.
Or competitive, yeah.
Because when I used to play competitively, like I wasn't having fun. Like it was fun beating people, but like I didn't find any like real enjoyment in the moment of playing the game. So that's what made me want to kind of like switch up. And I had a cousin who also played the games competitively.
Okay.
And around that time, she was playing. It was like a weird kind of competitive because they called it fair. Like you had to get somebody like on double red in order to like.
Were you?
Match.
Do you know the name? Because it sounds like you may have come from my spot.
No, whose name?
Do you know the name of the place that your cousin was at?
Like the clan?
Well, was it a clan or was it like a?
No, she was just by herself.
Oh, okay. But they use double red.
Yeah, like if you weren't double red, you couldn't end a match. And if they were double orange, then you could like go ahead and use your signature. But before double orange, you cannot use it. So we probably came up in the same.
I want you.
I came up in the same community.
Your cousin can thank me for that. And you know why I say that? Yeah, because when we came up, like I said, I whatever. I'll be whatever. We came up in 05, and the problem was, like where I came from, I joined. I was like, he was like, oh man, I want to play online, but I didn't want to do competitive. I'm like, I just want to fight people and see who the better man is. So I joined the spot. I think it was CWO, and I fought some dude who was like based on Star Trek. I was like, oh cool. And his finisher was I remember that the phase lock. It was like a submission. I was like, oh, this is cool. So I made my guy. My guy was Simon Rose. He's like a British strong style dude. Diesel had a little rose on the back of the jacket. I was so happy. I fought the dude. I was so excited. Trash, like 5-minute trash fest. I was like, this is like, and he was cheesing me, so I was like, I guess I got to do it back. And then we're cheesing each other, and then I find out the phase lock is actually like a glitchy submission. So he wins that, and then I'm like, okay, this is trash. This is I hate this. So I made my own spot, and one of the tantamounts was we called it FPR, Fair Play Rules. And one of the tantamounts that I echoed from the cows coming home saying, yo, double red, fair play rules, double red, fair play rules, double red, fair play rules. Oh, you suck. Oh, you suck. And you fast forward, and I just hearing that, I was like, oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I just had to interject. So you lost the level of competitive because it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't doing it for me. And the style of play that she introduced me to, it wasn't what it is now, but it was more so along the lines of, okay, there's some guidelines and there's some rules, and inside those rules, then we can have some. And it was fun for a while, but even that wasn't doing it because with that style of play, we weren't really trying to create something together. Okay. We were still trying to win, but fairly.
Okay, yeah, all right, got you.
But that still wasn't doing it for me in terms of like enjoying fun. It was cool. Don't get me wrong, it was cool for a while.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't doing it.
Hey man, different strokes for different folks. This is like one of the most concrete answers, because that's the issue that that I have with Sim. It's like, I mean, that's actually let me jump around. But so keeping that. So basically, you didn't find enjoyment. Like you Comp was comp, but it's like everyone's trying to cheat, so that's whack. And you found comp with a little bit of rules, but then it was still like, you know, not scratching that itch. You wanted more like to kind of, I guess, tell a story in a more like, you want to tell a story in a more organic fashion, or did you want to tell a story in a controlled fashion?
In a more organic fashion, where things happen the way they do in actual wrestling, but more organic.
So all right, so elaborate on that, because then that goes into the whole thing with like that Jacob said, like with spots and whatnot. Did you do? Well, I'm assuming you did like everything, right? You've done highlight, you've done right. So you've done highlight. Well, okay, I'm sorry.
I did, but that came off like later.
Okay.
Into my CAW stuff, but initially, I made a YouTube channel back in 2000, like January 2000.
Okay.
And when I made my YouTube, I made it with the intent of trying to change the way people play the game.
Oh shit!
From competitive to trying to actually work a match.
Okay.
And gladly successful.
Okay, that's good.
Actually worked. It actually worked some years down the line.
What was the name of that?
Name of what?
Well, the name. Well, the stuff that you would do. Did on the channel? Did it have a specific name? Or was just your channel that you were like pushing that?
I didn't actually like name like all the matches a specific name, but back then we just called it simulation.
Okay. So it's
which is what we still kind of call it.
All right, so yeah, so that was another question. We're gonna jump around a little bit because it's like a lot of stuff. So hopefully it doesn't get too redundant for people listening. When you say simulation, this was one of the caveats that someone brought up for me to ask. So if you give me a second, I'll pull it up because I guess now I'm not prepared. Oh yeah, all right. The question is, and I'm just gonna read it off. So forgive me if it sounds a little bit confusing. Has done this confusing, taking a 20-year-old term and turning into something completely different. All right. The question is basically, sim typically stands for simulate matches between two AI, not simulated work matches. That's considered an angle fed. Did I lose you?
I get what he's saying.
Okay.
He's right when he says that a simulated match is two computers playing against each other. But you can also simulate wrestling with another person.
Okay,
just like, let me see if I can find a good example.
Well,
like before, what's that?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off here, but wouldn't you mean more emulate? I know it might sound semantics. Like I'm not trying to rewrite the wheel. Rewrite the wheel. I don't even know if that's a saying. Whatever, I'll go with it. I'm not trying to rewrite the wheel, but wouldn't it be more emulate a match? As opposed to
that also works.
Yeah, because I think like my guys, every time they see sim, they just think, all right, CPU versus CPU, AI versus AI,
right,
and then
right.
you got guys saying, oh, we're working the matches in the Maritimes, Hoot, and like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, because and the same thing even with Jacob also had the like he kept using different words like EFED and then sim, and it was just hard for me to understand which particularly what meant what. So in that sense, could it be that maybe the sim community, could it be that you guys or people maybe have been misusing the sim word, or is it just because it's easy?
That is entirely possible, because when you say emulate, that works better than simulate.
Yeah.
Simulate confuse people into thinking that it's computer versus computer.
Yeah, because that's the only time. So I mean, again, not trying to sound like a jackass. It's just like, oh, okay, because that was the main thing. So I'm gonna jump around a bit. So again, I apologize. Quickly, favorite WWE game of all time.
My favorite WWE game of all time.
Of all time.
Just one?
You gotta get you on an island. You on the island and you're like, bruh, we're gonna give you a solar power generator. You have enough for a mini fridge, a hot plate, and one. You gotta pick one.
Here Comes the Pain.
There you go.
It's gonna have to be Here Comes the Pain.
For me, it would be a choice between Here Comes the Pain and like No Mercy. It's like a toss up, but it's like
you know what's crazy? I wasn't really feeling No Mercy like that.
Really?
When it was out, during its time, I wasn't really feeling it like that.
Really?
But later on, like in like 2013, 2014, when we were able to play those games on a laptop, on a computer with the emulator.
Yeah.
That's when I started messing with it real heavy.
Yeah, yo, that's what got me into like the wrestling game to begin with. Like seeing that and being like, oh, actually no, that's bullshit. Super Fire Pro, actually no, it is, because what happened is, I saw the first WCW World Tour, and then it goes up to No Mercy, but I'm like, yo, this is so much fun fighting with your friends. And then I got all those games, and then at one point I got an emulator for Super Nintendo, and it was Super Fire Pro Wrestling X Premium, which is basically like the Super NES version of Fire Pro, which was at the time deep as hell. I'm like, yo, this needs to be a Fed. This needs to be a Fed. Like the Fire Pro stuff, like this, like it's even a niche of a niche, because there's Fire Pro Sim Feds, and they're going strong, but they're like in their own little niche that somewhere in the annals or whatever you want to call it at the time, but they're there. And I love, honestly, if I have the choice between WWE Sim and Fire Pro Sim, I like Fire Pro Sim. I've actually watched hours of Fire Pro Sim because the AI can be so programmed that they fit. You can program a Brock Lesnar edit to fight like Brock Lesnar. You can take a Brock Lesnar on the AI or the universe mode, and you might get something similar to that, but you also might get Brock Lesnar doing drop toe holds nonstop, and that kills me. That's the part that's like, oh my god, stop it. That's the part that kills me. All right, we're jumping around, but moving on. Ketchup in the cabinet or the fridge?
Wait.
Yep. It was a question that someone put. They said to ask.
Who puts the ketchup in the fridge?
Oh my god! Oh, you are! Oh my god!
You can't put bro. You can't put ketchup in the fridge.
Oh, the podcast
like, doesn't
that
defeat the purpose?
This podcast is over. Oh my god! I can't. All right, we gotta move on. That's you just lost so many points, man. Nic Virtue, more like Nic Virtue less. No, man. No. Okay. Going back to the sim stuff. This is going to be another overlying question. Wasn't really in too much of an order, but in your opinion, what does it take to, I guess, be a sim? And we'll use the term sim still, even though we figured like angle might work. But what does it take to be like a sim person?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question.
Okay, yeah, I'll rephrase it. But what, in your opinion, what does it take to be a capable sim competitor or part of the sim community or whatever, or what have you?
To be good at it, or just to be like a part of it?
You know what? How about both? Let's start with the first one.
Okay. Well, I'm going to speak for myself.
Oh, that's fine.
Because a lot of people might have different opinions on how to get better at it.
Yeah, all right.
But what I would suggest to somebody who wants to get good at it is to just watch wrestling. When you watch wrestling and you see how one of your favorite wrestlers moves, or what they do at X point in time, or what they don't do, that can help you determine what you should do in your matches, or how you want to structure your matches, or how you want to portray yourself. Just watch wrestling.
That's easy enough. Okay.
Yeah, it's complicated, but it's not complicated at the same time. Because there's a lot of little things when it comes to working a match with somebody that some people might, but it's deep, but it ain't that deep.
I mean, like, and so for example, with my joint, like, we do competitive, and that might be a negative connotation to a lot of sim people. But as I said with Jacob, when you have the top tier players fighting each other, a lot of times it winds up looking like a regular match because things happen organically. They're not calling spots. So I'm not saying one's better or worse. That's going to be an argument that I'm actually going to have with you, like later on. Not which is better or worse, but like the connotation of what makes, X tier. But before that being said, so would you say that to be a really competent sim player, you have to have a good mechanical knowledge of the game that you're using, if in fact you're going to be using like not the AI version but the actual emulation version, where like, oh, I'm gonna use my car, you're gonna use your car, and we're gonna try to do a match, but like, I know that if I use this combination, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. Not basically, how am I explaining this? Like, when you find someone who doesn't know what they're doing and they just wind up mashing the buttons, and you're working a match with that person. Like, I don't know if you ever had that issue with somebody in the sim. Okay, well,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so basically, okay, I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, you can obviously tell when somebody's like just learning, or and what's crazy is that there's people who've been doing this for so long, for almost as long as I have, and they still don't get it. Like, I'm not trying to like poke fun at anybody.
But I know what you mean, because you mean, like, if you take it into the aspect of real wrestling, you're like, this son of a bitch, he's been here 10 years and he can't work a goddamn match.
And like, sometimes when I play with certain people, I try so hard to like, I'm coaching them through the match, but not verbally. I'm sitting on the other side of the controller. I'm like, do this, and they don't do it. I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating. But over time, some people get better, but over time, some people also kind of stay stagnant and they don't really get better at it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's
when you actually say like that, it does kind of like, oh shit, I could kind of see that. Like you're a better ambassador to this when breaking it down like that, because I could see that would be kind of really cool. So we're gonna go back and forth. So the other question I have is someone's asking, and this is a really strange question, but what's the percentage of Fed heads? And Fed heads mean, like, the guys who actually run the organization. Is there a lot of them that they run the organization, but they also, I guess the term won't be compete, but they also are shoot, what the hell is the damn word for it? They don't compete, but they're also part of their federation, league, Fed, sim, or whatever. Basically, like, so in my case, let's say me and you are, we're in, I don't know, an OCW and we're sim Fed, and I'm running the place, but I'm also using my guy, Dangerous Danny Doppelganger or whatever the hell, some nonsense like that. Does that happen a lot in your experience?
Oh, yeah, that's common.
Really?
Normally, that's what happens.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with it.
Well, all right. Well, with that being said, like, are these people usually in places of influence and power, in the sense that, like, oh, hey, I run it, but my guy is also like the champion?
Yeah, that also does happen.
That's why that's
part of it.
No, see,
like, if said person creates the league or the federation, usually that person is either going to be champion or in a high spot. It's not common to find the opposite.
Oh, well, you know what? You
like,
just
if I were to run a league right now, and I don't put my CAW in it, that would be abnormal.
For you, or for you, or for the place in general.
For the place in general,
really,
like in CAW in general, like it's very common to find the leader of the league to be actually on the.
I mean, I guess I could see being on the roster, but being at the top is kind of like, I
mean, I have my own opinion about that, but it's whatever. Like, I don't mind. Like, if I join your league right now, I don't care where you put me. Yeah. To be honest.
I mean, I don't know if you'd be a good fit, because it's a bunch of snake vipers. I mean, yeah, snake vipers. I mean, no, like, I say that, but I also say that with love, because, like, these people are, these are my people, and they treat it like the Discord we have is like a locker room that you would in some instances find that. And I say that because we've actually had people who've gone on to do Lace Them Up IRL, and they're like, yeah, it's more or less the same thing. Like, it's a lot of people. Like, you don't got someone going, hey kid, whatever, but they're like, yo, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Right.
A lot of times,
like, I'm 27 years old.
And dumb shit too. So I think one of my favorite comments was someone who's gone on to Lace Them Up they basically told me, they're like, the moment I found out you're not my real dad, everything worked out better. Something to that effect. Because basically, like, it was always like, oh man, don't want to make him mad. And it's like the moment that you're like, you're not my real dad. It's like, yeah, I'm not. So yeah, I don't have to be afraid of you anymore. I was like, you don't have to be afraid of me to begin with. I'm just like, damn, relax.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's a snake viper pit, but it's a nice snake viper pit in my opinion. I like it. That's what keeps me going. These people, but the thing is, I brought up the whole thing about competing because I've been here. I've competed every now and again, but like whenever I do, it's like a special event, and I usually just open the show. If we have our mania, like the last two manias, the last two like super events, I've opened the show with somebody else, and that's it, because it ain't about me. Like, I mean, it always feels weird to make it like when someone always, I don't know, man. I just don't like it.
I think the reason why it's like that is because the person who runs the league is usually the person who puts everything together.
Yeah, but so
like, in terms of all the editing. So I guess like for their compensation, they put themselves in those positions. I don't know. I can't.
No, really it's fine. But that's what I'm saying. But like, I've been doing that, and I'm like, no. That's because it's not about me. It's about the locker room. It's about y'all. Y'all have fun. Y'all enjoy yourself. When y'all have fun, then my sim ant farm feels good, and I'm happy watching my sim ant farm interact and bite each other and rip each other's heads off. I have fun with that. I don't have fun. Look at me. I'm the 17-time champion. Who gives a shit? Sit down. Oh, sorry, I went on a tangent there. Okay. What the hell was this question? What percent of Fed heads have? I don't know what the hell that question was. I'm gonna ignore it. It says caps. I don't know what cap means. Okay, yeah. So I think I may have asked this question, but I'll try to read it. I'll try to ask it maybe a different question. I mean, in a different manner. What factors go into deciding what factors go into deciding what makes like someone's CAW or their superstar, their wrestler, X tier, meaning, okay, this guy's a jobber, this guy is a main eventer, this guy's a mid card, this guy's this guy's that. What, in your opinion, obviously it's in your opinion, what factors go into deciding what makes a CAW in what particular tier? Well,
I have my personal preference.
Go for it, guys.
But then there is the public opinion.
Sure,
in CAW.
let's do both.
It's a little different. For me personally, I have an acquired taste. So just because your CAW looks good to somebody else don't mean it necessarily looks good.
Okay.
I'm very simple, to be honest with you. I don't really like over exaggerated, perfect looking CAWs. Like if I look at it and it's pleasing to my eyes, then I like it.
Okay.
You know, if I look at it and it's not pleasing to my eyes, then it's like, but to the community, it's a little bit different, because like sometimes, I'm not going to say always, but sometimes it depends on who you know and if they like or retweet it. So everybody
okay, that was
something catches wind, then yeah,
that was something that Jacob brought up as well. Shout out to Mr. Anderson.
Right.
Damn.
But there'll be some people who they don't have their CAW's not bad looking, but there'll be tons of other CAWs that look way better.
Okay.
But because X person knows this person, they share it and everybody else sees it, and then that person will be a bit more favored than other people who have better. Unfortunate.
That really cheeses my grits. And this is the part where like, oh, actually I'll go back to it in a second, because that, so you said that from your opinion is basically how someone looks, and you know you don't see the perfect thing as to be the end all be all, but then the general consensus is, oh, hey, I like this CAW, I'm gonna retweet it. So it's basically just a visual thing. But doesn't that lead to the whole, as Jacob Anderson said last week, you got guys who've been doing it for like, you know, a couple of weeks who think they're, you know, God's gift.
Yeah.
That's
because of that.
that's really that just seems silly to me. Like, all right, for example, I gotta go back to my joint. We have a dude right now, Ryu Matsumoto. If you look at his CAW, you would immediately just go, you would dismiss it immediately, because, and the funny thing about Ryu's been here since 2010. He was basically like on the coattails of every major like every major like angle. He was kind of like on the coattails more or less. And this year he's kind of coming into his own. Right now, but his nickname is Trash, because his nickname is Trash because he's literally like, you ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia at all?
No.
All right, well, he's kind of like almost a comic book villain. He's equal parts Frank Reynolds from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's equal parts LeVar Ball. He's equal parts, you know, kind of the hilarious parts of the Commander-in-Chief. You know, he just like, he'll make things up and then he manifests them. But if you look at his CAW, you're going to see a guy with red hair, one eye that's been shut because he's been hit so many times in the face that one eye doesn't work anymore, a tattoo that says HOOT on his neck, and he dresses in like a lime, not a lime green, but a dark green karate gi. Like, if you look at him, you're like, oh, this guy isn't over. But the things he has done where we're at, there's just so much shit that he does, and not behind the scenes, but like, written work. That's the other thing. That's the other constant. Yeah. The written work is great. His current gimmick now is calling himself the real Osaka street gangster. And if you know about Osaka, it's the cleanest city in or whatever in Japan. So he was like, he grew up in Osaka, and someone littered once, and it scarred him for life. But he got over it because someone else picked up the litter. Like shit like that, just dumb shit. We had an event that usually we have our WrestleMania in Japan. We got kicked out of Japan because him and somebody else, this other guy who looks like Xerxes from 300, got into a fight with the Prime Minister of Japan and wound up hitting him with a shoe. Like, but if you look at the guy, you're like, I don't like this guy. I'm not retweeting. You see my problem? That's a big red flag, man. Like,
right. I mean, and back to your point, like, you don't have to look like a champion in order to get over in CAW per se. But unfortunately, the way it is now, like, you have to look a certain type of way in order to get over in certain places, or as opposed to like just different. Let me start over.
No, go ahead. Don't worry about it. I ain't trying to get you.
There's different subsections within our community.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rabbit hole. That's why you're here now.
For as small as our community is, because the WWE Games community as a whole is enormous.
Yes.
But our community is so small. And to take how small it is, and then to realize that there's so many different subsections. You got the SIM guys, you got the E-Feds, you got
Universe
RPs, you got people who are just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of us, but at the same time we're so small. And to each different one of those groups, there's different requirements.
Damn.
And it's strange. It's really strange.
So, like, I always say that we're a niche of a niche, and then I'm trying to figure out which is a smaller niche. Like right now, it's between the WWE CAW community, the WWE Comp not trash Cheese Fest community, and then Fire Pro Sim. I don't know which is smaller. Actually, I would probably give it to Fire Pro maybe. Because they seem a little bit smaller, because when you look at social media, it makes the CAW community look exponentially bigger. Especially like you said, one of the places you came from, like I've seen their YouTube and like, oh, that's a lot of views, man. But by that same token, you go to like a WWE YouTuber who just, whatever, and he has the same rival views. So it's like, oh, well, exactly. well shit. But it just, I don't know, it kind of feels like, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, because again, I'm trying to learn. It just feels like it's coming. Well, not for you per se, but in general, it's like, oh, hey, you have to look a certain way. You gotta have a look, kid. It's an upper body game. Like that's kind of a bummer, man, because there's like a lot of good things. I don't know. I like to judge people. Like if they have a good CAW, that helps. In my opinion, that helps. Yeah, but then it does help. But then when they put forth that content. In our case, it's written. A lot of times it's written. And sometimes it's actual video stuff. But with that being said, this is the question that I was asking Jacob, and I couldn't really get a good answer with it. But how do you have specific stories or incidents or I guess role plays translate in the sim community, or at least in your experience?
What do you mean, like with like storylines?
Yeah, for example, like I mentioned the whole thing about Ryu and the Prime Minister and shoes and all that nonsense. But how would something like that be translated in like a sim community?
Video form. Like I'll give you an example. One of my most recent feuds, storyline angle. What we did was, I had him challenge me on Twitter, right? And I didn't respond to that challenge until like a day or two later. And when I responded to it, I declined it. And that was the seed that was planted.
I like that. No, that's the thing. I like that.
And each time after I denied him the first time, he would insist on asking again, challenging me again. Each time I would decline respectfully. And then I had a match with somebody else, one of my good friends.
Okay.
And what we did at the end of the match, after we went backstage, it's a video, it was on YouTube.
Okay.
And there was a part where I was leaving, I was going to the parking lot, and the guy who challenged me, who I kept declining, came and attacked me from behind.
I kind of dig that.
Right. And that is how it all started. Like, the things that we want to do storyline wise, we do it in video form so that the people watching can understand exactly.
Okay, so you have to kind of do it within the confines of, I guess, of the game. All right. So that was basically the question I'm trying to get, because you couldn't. Theoretically, you might be able to do Ryu throwing shoes at the Prime Minister of Japan in game, but it might be a shitload of work.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of finessing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So basically, more or less in Sim, it's basically whatever is in the confines of the game. So I guess it would be more traditional, like whatever in-game cutscenes or whatever people can kind of stitch together with the highlight reel / the green screen stuff. Because I've seen a couple of things.
You can get pretty creative with it.
No, I've seen a lot of stuff, and I was like, I was actually really impressed by it. And here's a fun fact: what I do, well, not anymore, but back in the day, a lot of times we would actually kind of stitch together little spots every now and again for matches. But it wasn't an everyday occurrence. We're like, oh, okay, we'll just do it for this one because it looks cool. Because speaking of, so with call stuff, in your opinion or in general, what's the usual turnaround time? Because that was the issue I was asking Jacob, and Jacob says like 3 or 4 weeks. We're like, what?
All right, when you say that, you mean like from the time they do the match to the time they hand it in to the time that the show comes out? Or? Oh,
all right, good. That's a good retort. I mean, for example, let's say you and me are working the program,
right,
and not discounting the amount of time it takes to get it to the head guy, so that he can add it to the show. But like just me and you, we do another program. Like, how long would that usually take? Because it looks like
it
depends. Go ahead.
It depends, because there's certain people that would want to like plan everything out, spot for spot.
Ooh, okay.
And they'll go into the match and they'll try and do everything, and then sometimes they'll mess up, so they got to do the match all over again.
Oh my God, no.
And then there's a different set of people like myself. I don't like to plan anything. If I plan something or anything at all, is usually like the opening of the match.
Yeah.
And then the ending, how the match is gonna end. Everything in between is just like whatever happens. Like, I trust you enough to tell the story, and I trust that you trust me enough to tell the story. So
you sound like one of the old school wrestlers. I love it. listen, kid. I got
when I do it, well, I can only speak for myself.
That's fine.
It doesn't take me that many times. Like, usually if I have somebody who knows what they're doing, we just do it in one shot and send it to whoever we need to send it to. But then there's some people who can plan, and then they can do it in one shot and send it to whoever they need to send it. Then there's people who plan, who do so much planning and then have to do it so many other times. And it takes forever for them to get it to who they need to get it to. So it varies. It depends.
Let me hit you with this then. Would it be possible to do like a call show every week, twice a week?
With that format, with people actually playing?
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no.
So you're telling me right now, if I put the card up for CAW Battle Royale or CAW whatever today, right, and you got to have it done by next Friday. I know they're good. You know what? Thank you. That's all I need to know. I just want to say on my end, we do 2 a week, baby. 2 a week at minimum 5 matches a show, and we got the role play. You can check that out at OCWFed.com if the website works. It really doesn't have the time. It's held together by duct tape, but I'm just saying. You got
it's
words. People don't like words nowadays. But yeah, thank you. That was a good. You're actually making me want to like check out some more sim stuff, because it does.
Hey,
like,
to be honest,
when you brought that up, that was good.
Really cool.
Oh, we just both got quiet.
No, I was saying a lot of this stuff is pretty cool. Like, I personally, I haven't had time to sit down and watch a lot of things that I wanted to watch, but a lot of the people, when they do shows or when they put together their own kind of vignettes, it's really dope.
Those I tend to like. I tend to like vignettes. I mean, we do vignettes as well. Okay, so next question. This is actually going really well. Good stuff for you, Mr. Virtue. You're a good egg. How much input? Not a problem. How much input does a talent have? How much input does a talent usually get creatively?
I guess it kind of depends on the owner and how flexible they want to be with whoever. For me personally, if you have me signed on board, I'm not gonna really suggest anything.
Really?
Because I kind of view it as like a employership.
Okay.
If I'm a part of your league, whatever you ask me to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna. If I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it, but I'm not gonna go against you and not do what you have to do.
Damn. Shit.
But
I need a couple of use of them.
That's just me. That's just me.
Damn.
But in general, I think most league owners have guys give them input and have them express how they feel about things and what they want to do. But I haven't been in a league in a long time, so besides FAM, I haven't been in a league in a long time.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly because I got a little story. Not a bad story, but I got a little story about that. No, it's not. It's not bad at all. Maybe the second part might be bad, but whatever. I ain't gonna incriminate you. My thing is, I speak from the heart, so I don't care. Like, you know what I noticed? Well, a lot of time with the CAW community, this is just what I noticed, and I don't know if this is accurate, but a lot of times, a lot of people talking behind you, but no one says something in front of you, which I find stupid.
Yes,
because we're old.
Yes,
I will say, like I said. Like I told you, I don't know if I told you off air or not, but like, oh, you didn't even at me. Like, damn. But I'll tell you that in person. I'll tell you that offline. It doesn't matter. I'll stand by my words. Unless, of course, I forgot what I said, which happens because the problem with being old is, getting old is, getting old. So a lot of times I forget stuff. And, but that happens. So I think I've asked this question, but I'll ask it again now that I've got a little bit more context. What dictates standing in a particular, and here's the other thing too, like, should they be called leagues? Should they be called federations? Should they be called Fed? Because everybody has a different freaking name for it. It's hard to keep up.
I consider them as all of the above. A league, Fed, same thing. It's the same thing.
Because I use the term E-Fed and I also use the term league because it's both. Because we have the classic role play stuff where you have to actually talk, and then we also have the league aspect where you actually have to punch someone in the mouth. And whether you win or lose, like we have the benefit of whether you like. A lot of times, a good story can happen, but the best way it happens organically. I'll give you a quick example, just as a sidebar. We had a guy who's been here, since maybe 7-8 years, and he was never good at the game. Like he was verified jobber. Like he just wasn't good. But when he was on the mic, like when he was writing, he is untouchable. Nice. Like he's rare. No, he's go. Like a lot of people at my spot are good ass writers. So, but he's top notch. So he was never really good. So we fast forward to last season because we do it by season. Every year is a different season. Last year, season 13, he got into a match with at the time the light heavyweight champion H2O, and my man pulled it off. He pulled off a win against the champ, and we were like, oh shit, Bobby won a match. And what that did, that spawned like a 3-match series that ended in our WrestleMania. I mean, he didn't win the last 2, and the very last match he got his ass handed to him. But it still told a good story because he got that first win from there. And what I always try to tell my people is, look, you can do whatever you want after the match, but you have to have that competitive part first. So if me and you fight, like let's say me and you, Nick, fight, and you're not good at the game, and I beat the shit out of you, I can show that match, or I can be like, you know what, you got beat up, let's redo, and maybe I won't go so hard on you, but I still got to win because I won. Or we'll do the match, but as the match starts, maybe like I'll crack you in the nuts, DQ. I mean, actually no, you'll do something and I get DQ'd, or I'll do something that basically keeps keeps my win, but you don't look like a boob, basically. Right. Like that's the problem with a lot of comp people. They don't do that. It's just, oh, you're dead. Like sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. But I'm just saying that in our aspect, it's kind of like you just have to be able to plan for B and C. You have plan A if you win, you have plan B if or plan B if you lose. So whatever, and you just keep the story going. It's a whole different. It's almost similar to like your stuff, but it's not. The only time the matches for the most part I'd say on any given week, if we have 10 matches a week, we have 10, 12 depending. Maybe 4 of them are like, oh, those are really, really good. A lot of them usually are sometimes raffle stomps, but sometimes, you know, the rookies overtake the veterans. Sometimes 2 guys just mesh and they have like a really good match. Like we just had a match last week that lasted 26 minutes, but it was a good match. Nothing was worked. They were just good players, so it comes out. So I digress. I digress with that. But yeah, so the question I said is, going back to my initial question is, what would dictate the standing in a league or fed, in your opinion? Is it just looks, or is it like, how do you quantify like, I guess a work ethic?
Just like the league as a whole.
I mean, like of a particular person. Like let's say, you know, you have, you know, Jack and James or whatever, or Jack and Bill. I don't know. I'm just making up names. How do you quantify that Jack is better than Bill?
It depends. Again, it depends on the league. So some leagues do sim matches where there aren't much or any edits.
Okay.
And there are leagues who just do nothing but edits. With leagues that don't do anything but edits, you don't have to be good at the game at all. You don't have to be good at sim. You don't have to be good at anything.
Okay, fair.
You don't have to do anything at all because you're not controlling your character. Somebody else.
Do you prefer that?
No, I do not.
You like the full control, right?
I like to play the game.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair because I've seen a couple of them on Twitch, and I don't mind them, but like I'll hear someone. That was the thing I said with Jake. Like I hear someone like, "Oh, I should be going for the tag," but I'm like, "Why? What was that? Like, no, I was talking to Jacob before when we're trying to figure out what goes into someone standing in like a sim league or a sim fed. And I was saying that like I would watch a sim league on Twitch where it's AI versus AI, and I would see a guy saying, "Oh, I should be going for the XYZ belt," and in my head I'm like, "Why?
Like why? You're not even playing. You're not get out of here.
You're not doing anything. I don't understand."
Strange.
Yeah. So you want full you want full control of your matches.
I mean, I don't find anything wrong with a fully edited highlight reel match, but I prefer to play the game because for me, I find more enjoyment playing and seeing how it comes out organically than just watching somebody stitch it. It's tedious. I've done it before. In fact, I'm not mistaken. I'm the person who introduced it. I don't think anybody did it before.
Oh, highlight reel stuff?
Fully highlight reel match.
Ooh.
I don't think anybody.
Okay. Nah, I'll take your word for it because I've done some in the past. Like I've done like we did like a 11-minute like epic fight one time for one of our shows at the end of the show where it had like, I don't know, 20 people fighting, but that was when you can use the promo whatever the hell it was called. It was in 2012 or 2013.
Story designer.
Yeah, was it? I don't know. It was the really good one where they had all those different scenes that you can use and they didn't take 9,000 years to load. It was really fun.
Yeah, story designer.
Yeah, yes, exactly, story designer. And it was cool. I mean, it took some time, but it wasn't super long, but it was fun. And it was fun stitching everything together. So I can see how stitching stuff together might be cool. You actually, you tweeted something. No, actually, no, you retweeted something, a match that was like 40 minutes. It was actually, I thought it was a show, like it was a match. I didn't watch all of it. I watched some of it. I was like, this is actually not, I kind of dig this at all. I mean, I dig this. Like, this is cool. And I showed some of my people, they're like, yo, this is not. They were like, all right, cool. I kind of get it. I kind of dig it. Like, yeah. So I don't know who it was. Was it called G1 maybe? I don't know. Shout out to them guys. You can check Nic Virtue's timeline and you'll see it there. I liked it. I like what I saw. I liked the presentation as well, which seems to be a big factor with some stuff is presentation.
Right. Yeah, definitely presentation.
Are you a fan of the old zoom in to avoid the HUD and call the action?
Sometimes you don't got a choice, but I understand it. But like if it's for a show, then it's not necessary because they're going to be graphics to cover those up.
Yeah, man.
So you really don't need to zoom in at all.
I've seen that. That was a lot of times when I see it, I'm like, I'm not a fan of that at all, man. That
it depends on how you do it.
Well, no, the problem is they like. Here's a part that killed me. I saw one joint who did it a lot, but then they have a lot of views. I'm like, but I don't understand this. Why? This is not good. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I guess different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes.
Hey man, different strokes move the world. Oh, we're making good time. Jumping around real quick. Is there anything you think that Jacob Anderson may have missed in his podcast? Because you mentioned something similar in that aspect, like he maybe didn't, break things down.
Of what exactly?
Oh, that's
like what do you feel that he wasn't explained thoroughly?
That's a good question. Actually, honestly, between me and you, I think you kind of did most of the stuff. Like I was trying to figure out like what gives someone standing, and in my head, I would think that it would have to do with maybe a combination of work ethic and then the quality of their matches. Like if I know it's you, Nick, you know I got Nick there in a match, I know that Nick's gonna do a good match. And
yeah, some people are very reliable. You know, you can count on them to do certain things.
There you go.
But sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with it. Sometimes it's just who you know.
I don't like that. I like the fact about.
I
like the reliability factor, honestly. Like if I can rely on somebody, I'll use that person more than somebody that wants to blow smoke up my ass and is I gotta chase around. Hold on, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, well we talked about this briefly yesterday for like a couple of seconds before just making sure your mic is on. These ones these ones is gonna get a little spicy right now, so prepare yourself. Oh, then she called my monitor shut up for a second. Cringe and CAW in the CAW community.
Oh crap.
You want me to start? Want me to guide you first, and then you can spark me up.
Yeah, please do.
As an outsider looking in, this is one thing I saw. I don't know who, but there was a couple places doing CAW podcasts, and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting because again, I don't know CAW stuff, so like let me check it out. And I go and I listen, and I'm not trying to discredit people. I'm not trying to be that's the other thing too. I feel like a lot of people in the CAW community are very in their fifis, which is tough because I'm not about that life. I'm from New York. You from New York? You know what it's about. It's like, come on, man, stop it. I mean, you Uber everywhere. You know what it's about. You don't want to be in that train station. You get crazy. Or on the 2 train, you murder somebody, yoke them. But between the tracks. So I listened to that podcast, and it just kind of sounds like, so my guy and then my guy, and I'm gonna have a fight. Like I don't.
Are these the ones that are like in character?
I think they were, man.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
Those are iffy.
That ain't
Those
it.
are really iffy. I completely understand. Because like the thing is that sometimes people make CAWs that aren't extensions of themselves. Like the CAWs that are extensions of themselves are a lot easier when it comes to podcasts and interviews because it's just them being themselves.
Yeah.
But when you got CAWs that are like Bray Wyatt or Kane or an Undertaker, like you got to kind of tap into that during the interview.
Just thinking about it right now,
kind of come off like so strange.
Oh my god, that's a polite way of saying it. I'm just thinking about it. Like right now, me and you are having a conversation, and I'm getting the aspects of what you do and your character and whatnot, and it's a normal conversation. My metric for this kind of stuff is if I can talk to you like this and it's not an issue. Like for example, my spot, we've met a couple of the people every now and again, and we sit there, we'll talk shop, we'll sit there, at dinner, talk shop, and it's not like a weird fest. It's just people talking and whatever. But a lot of people in the CAW community are just cringy as hell, and it's weird to me. Really? Like I don't,
especially when going back to the podcast. Like it sounds cringy because it sounds like they're cutting a promo in character rather than just having an interview.
Just having a conversation.
Right.
So yeah, if that's you, just relax yourself. Cause I don't know, like for example, if you want to talk about like my character or whatever, the same way I am here is literally the same way I'm at like whenever I'm writing or whatever. I just maybe a lot more louder and ignorant, but it's the same shit. It really is the same exact shit. Like it's nothing. Sorry, dog. My dog just freaked out. But it's like
even with me, like if I'm cutting a promo, obviously I'm not going to be talking like this. I'm going to have different cadence. You're going to have your different voice fluctuation.
In a world.
But it's not going to sound cringy because it's an extension of myself. I'm just being me. I'm just cutting a promo.
Yeah, man. It's a real that alone. That's the line that kind of ruined a lot of stuff for me. Like the one that I saw yesterday worked for me. But then there was another one that I saw that I could not watch it because I've done voiceover promos before, not many but a couple of them. The one I did the cringiest was in 2011 where it was the concept for it was the following. We had two guys who I hated fighting for the world championship. The one that I really didn't like was about to win the ladder match to grab it. So and with the wonders of editing, I got a crane. My assistant is driving the crane. We're going through downtown LA, knocking shit over. I use footage from Terminator 3, and it shows the so when the lady's focusing, it shows the title belts like target acquired. The crane comes into the arena, and it's basically the gimmick is me being insane. So I'm just in retrospect, hearing it back, people liked it, but I was like, it's basically just me being insane. But it sounded real like. Have you ever seen Death Note at all?
Yes.
All right. So do you know at the very, 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 very end, spoiler alert, when Light just starts laughing like crazy in English, and English, the Japanese one's really creepy. The English one is also creepy, but it's basically that kind of cadence where I was just insane. And then for that whole session after I stole the belt, the champion wasn't crowned, and then I wound up treating the belt like precious. There was a point where the champion went to go grab the belt. I bit him in the hand and ran away. Like, you can't have it, it's mine. Because they were trash, stuff like that. So looking back, I was like, oh, that's it was a good angle. I was like, ooh. And then recently I did one for someone else. He was coming back and he did the universe mode where you speak, and I did a voiceover for him. And the promo itself I don't think it was really bad, me personally, but boy, on the Twitch stream, did they bury the shit out of me. Oh,
they let you have it.
Yo, they let me, here's what got me. It's a Twitch stream. So Twitch, whatever. So what got me is that in my head, like when they finished recording, the entrance was like 2 minutes and the talking was maybe 3 minutes. It wound up being 7 minutes. Yo, and the thing is, it's not that bad. And when I'm talking, I'm like, oh my God, it's still going. And it just kept going. I was like, oh my God, are you whispering? I'm not whispering. I was using the arena effect. I'm not whispering. What are you talking about? I got buried. I'm like, yo, I ain't never doing this again. But nah, it was fine. But but I saw some other people doing it, and their stuff didn't. It's just a static, not a static image, but it's how do I put it? It's the call in the ring, and they're moving, but their mouth isn't moving, and I'm like, I can't watch this.
Oh my God.
I can't watch this.
Oh, that's a whole different subject. Oh God.
No, speak on it, because that took me out immediately. I was like, I'm done. Because it annoyed me
because there's so many tools in the game to where you can get a promo to look like a real promo.
Yeah.
Just from the visual aspect.
Yes. Yes.
I think standing in the middle of the ring, static, not moving, is the worst choice that you could possibly do. But come on. But
not even that. Your face isn't moving.
Is exactly.
That's the thing. Like the one that he did, like he cut. Shout out to Cap. Cap cut the intro so that it was cut off a little bit, but you could still see him talking. He's still addressing the crowd. And me, I'm in my OCD. I'm like, yo, I gotta at least try to sync up what I'm saying with this guy, and I'm trying. I'm doing an okay job, but I'm like, oh, you could just sit there. I've come to the arena to tell you something. Listen here, Nic Virtue. Come Summerfest, I'm gonna punch you in the tallywhacker, you son of a bitch. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Stop! Don't even do that.
That to me is lazy. That's lazy edit. Just having your guy standing.
Speak on it, man. I was like, yeah, man, I'm not feeling that at all.
No offense to anything.
Nah, yeah, that's the other thing too. You gotta make sure. No one gives a shit about me, but because I ain't got the numbers, I ain't got the needle. But you got a couple people, so you never know, man. Like, he has followers. His rule
to be
is
honest
law.
with you, I'm hated by enough people.
Really? Why?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead.
When I first started, I was a very disgruntled. I had a really bad attitude.
Yeah.
A really bad attitude.
Squeaky wheel, Nick.
Yeah, I was fresh out of high school. Not out of high school. I was when I first started, I was 20.
Okay, fair.
So a little after high school.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell me nothing.
Oh no, that would have been fun. Yeah, I would have broke you, son. No offense, but yeah.
Because I had an opinion on something and I didn't agree with you. Whatever my opinion was facts.
It had to be right. Oh, you one of them people? Oh, you one of them people? But Nick, look. No, Nick, you're factually incorrect. These are the facts. No.
Right.
Now we would have had heat, son. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Nick, you're wrong. No, like.
Yeah, I had so many problems back then because I would rub so many people the wrong way. Because I mean, as I got older,
yeah,
like I kind of learned how to say what I mean, but say it in a way that's not offensive to people.
Yeah, that's basically what you need to do. Yeah.
Not only that, like I realized that some things don't always need to be said. Regardless of how I feel, like if I know what I'm gonna say is gonna piss this person off, I'm just not even gonna say it. I'll just leave that.
But don't you think you're doing them a disservice, though?
Drama. What's that?
Don't you think you're doing them a disservice if you're not honest with them?
No, because I mean, I think I can be honest with people without like being disrespectful.
Oh, I get you. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The community doesn't do that.
I'm still being honest with you, but I'm not being like, I'm not coming for your head.
Nah, that's fair.
Right.
That's an issue that a lot of my people have. It's like,
right.
You can say something, but you don't have to be a dick about it. No, exactly. They gotta learn. Like, no, if anyone's gonna be a dick, it needs to be me. But I'm usually, it's funny because the way you mentioned yourself, the way I was they used to, remember, there's 155. Like, you're making 155. The first maybe 100 was basically me yelling at people.
Right.
And with bad microphones. Like, we're like you stupid motherfucker. Like, to this day, they always make the stupid motherfucker joke about me because it's like I used to call people. That was my go-to move. That's damn. I mean, you seem like you learn now. It's nice enough to me. Shit. Damn.
I mean, it's just a part of growing up.
Yeah, when you're younger, it's a whole different video. Yeah, I also chilled out again. Like I said, I used to be. I mean, I still have my moments now, but I'm way chill. Like before I would just be like, yo, you're fucking dumb. What's wrong with you? Now I'm like, yo, you might want to try to do this because it might look poorly. But then
that's the main problem with the community.
Yeah.
If I would point out any problem with the community, it's that people don't know how to communicate with other people. Like if you don't like something, you don't always have to say to that person it's trash. You know, you can find other ways to help them make what they look better. And if they're not receptive to it, then leave it alone. Yeah,
that's true. So, you know what it is? It might be that people might be too invested. So there's something I didn't have on my list though. But the other thing I was asking Jacob at the time was, about loyalty. And with me, loyalty is a gigantic factor with me. I don't like people. I don't like people dual fetting. So with that being said, in your instance, when you're at a spot, are you at one spot or are you at multiple spots?
That's a very good question. And it kind of ties into the FAM thing.
All right. Well, let's hit up the FAM time.
And it's funny because I didn't even want to join. They asked me to join. I think it was WWE 2K16 is what I debuted.
Okay.
But
that's recent, basically.
Yeah, recently, like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But I didn't want to join. Like my entire existence in CAW and with FAM being there, I did not like. Like I didn't like their show. I didn't watch the show. I wasn't very fond of the people there, and that is partly due to how my attitude was. I wasn't a very sociable, agreeable person. So, and I'm pretty sure they didn't like me back then either. So that's fine.
I think I saw a video that you had, like there's people talking about like basically I think that's the video. I think that's how actually I wound up adding you on thing because I saw an FAM show like, oh, this guy looks normal. I'll just follow, and that's it. I think you're the only. Yeah, actually, you're the only one. And then I saw a YouTube video, and I have this whole different camera, but I'll let you go on first. But I saw a YouTube video, and there was actually people like talking about how you were a schmuck back in the day, and now you've grown or some shit. Like I think that's actually on your page. Am I
completely justified? I was.
Yeah,
I was.
Okay,
but they asked me to join. One of their members, I think it was either Andy Badwell or Ron Buster who asked me to join.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't join immediately because, I didn't want to join. I was afraid that who I was at the time, what my CAW was portraying, was going to be compromised if I joined. Like, I was afraid that I wasn't going to have the same freedom that I had doing my own thing if I were to join FAM.
What were you doing at the time?
I was just doing like just random matches with people. I was doing like little vignettes, little story promos, matches that were with other people who simmed.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing my own stuff, uploading matches to my channel.
All right.
And
Well,
at the time, I was content with doing that, so I didn't want to mess that up by joining the fam, not being able.
So do you think that you thought that joining them would like compromise your ability to do that, or just like hamper it?
That I thought it would compromise my my ability to do that, as well as compromise how I was portrayed to my audience.
So when you say portrayed, you mean when you say portrayed, you mean like specifically the way your character is, or just the way you would be introduced?
Both. Like right now, my call has a persona, and it's the same persona that I had back then before joining a fam. And I was afraid that who I was and how people viewed me would be different. I feared that they would use me different. How I was portrayed.
That's like a typical Fed dude.
Right. Like if Sting were to join the WWE and Sting had fears of him not fully being able to be himself in the WWE.
I like how you picked Sting, but all right,
go
on with your bad self, buddy. All right, buddy. I'm not saying I'm Stang, but I might be Stang. All right. Nah, but yeah, you're right. That was the issue he had. All right, cool. So you get there and
Fortunately, it didn't go how I thought it was going to go. I joined and they ran me down some storylines and how things were going to go, and everything was fine. I actually enjoyed my time being there, and I'm appreciative to them having me there, and I'm appreciative to shouldn't say friendship, the associations that I've had with the very few people who were there. But stuff went south, and stuff went south slow and fast at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, it kind of does. Do you want to elaborate, or you want to just maybe tell me off camera, off mic? Again, I ain't trying to jam you.
I won't talk about.
Yeah, I ain't trying to jam
because, you up. Right. There's some things that I won't talk about because it's none of my business.
Okay, fair enough.
As it pertains to me, I can talk about that.
Okay. You seem like I don't know you from a hole in the wall other than like what you told me, but you seem very well spoken, and you know like someone who's seen change. That's kind of cool.
I try.
It's mad refreshing. Like this is what I was saying. Like, yo, this dude seems mad normal. Like, oh, normal person's born. Like, fuck you. Normal person's great.
And it's crazy because a lot of people have this idea like they don't want to approach me because I'm a dick or something. I don't know.
Hey, fine. I approach people. I don't approach people. It's like I don't give a shit. Like what? I'm supposed to give a fuck because you have a bunch of followers? I don't give a shit. You from BK? I'm from Harlem. I don't give a rat's fuck. And you know. Again, the only thing I'm pissed off about is you ain't at me when you was saying what you was doing. But other than that, I'm good. Hopefully afterwards, maybe you will be like, hey, I had a thing with at whatever. Like, all right, cool. Like I ain't even looking for the app. But it's like, damn, bro.
Afterwards, I promise you. Like I think you'll get a decent amount.
No, I'm not even looking for mine. I'm just looking for because I mean we had a conversation prior. I was like, damn, son, really?
To be honest with you, the reason I didn't at you is because I didn't want people to go to your page and automatically say, okay, this is what I need to look out for. I wanted to like keep that a surprise until after.
Oh, well, yeah, they ain't shit. Jokes on them. so yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
No. I'll get you back up. Yeah. So you went fam. There's some stuff that went south, and you said it went south fast and slow at the same time. So I kind of get what you're saying, but go ahead.
The reason I say it went slow is because I didn't see it. I saw it coming, but I was giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And I wasn't saying anything to anyone because I trusted that they, at some point before it all goes on, they would let me know. And it started clicking with me about they have a show called Cyber Family.
Yes, I've heard of it.
And that show was supposed to come out like months ago.
Ooh.
And to my knowledge, it probably came out already, but I don't know. To my knowledge, the show still hasn't come out.
Damn.
And that was partly due to internal reasons I'm not going to talk about.
That's fine.
It's none of my
Don't worry about it.
But as it pertains to me, I had already left fam not left fam, but I already took a hiatus on screen at their last WrestleMania, so to speak, my fan anniversary.
Okay.
I left on screen, and it was almost like as if I retired because I lost in a big match. It was a championship. It was my very first championship match on that type of stage.
Okay.
And I lost. So I went on a hiatus. I let the owners know. Well, I don't know how many owners there were at the time.
Ooh.
But I let the people who I needed to let know that at some point I'm gonna come back on screen. But as far as internally goes, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still a part of FAM. Right?
Okay. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many people
and
don't.
it's crazy because the whole time on Twitter, I'm selling it. I'm not tweeting. I'm not liking. I'm not retweeting anything.
I like that.
I'm not liking anything on YouTube. I'm gone. I'm ghost. I'm ghost.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's awesome.
I'm selling it, and like behind the scenes.
Yes. Yo, you see, you use Twitter, but like, again, not take it to me, but like we would do that stuff. We would do it on the forums, or we would do it like on Discord or whatever. Like people would or shout out. People think, oh, they got heat. But like, nah, it's no heat. But they don't know nobody.
Right.
So I like you. You got the extra. You got because you guys are outsiders. You got fans now. Like yo, Nick is done. He's not even retweeting. He's not even liking that. That popped me, bro.
And it's crazy because after the match was over and after I lost, I posted a GIF of a candle burning out, and that was it. that was my last tweet. That was the last thing on my page.
Yo, I'm popping right now, son. That's dope.
And it's crazy because like even after that, I stood in contact with a lot of people in the DM.
Yeah.
Like I would talk to a lot of people, and they knew. Well, I shouldn't even say them because that ties into a different subject.
Okay.
One of the people knew, supposedly, that I was coming back, and that was one of the people who was let go. He was one of the owners. He got let go.
That's a lot of fucking owners. Okay.
So one of the other owners claimed that he didn't know my plans to come back, and that the person who was let go didn't let him know, which is interesting because I personally told that person that I am coming back and that I wasn't leaving internally and that my absence was only on screen.
Yeah.
And with all of the drama that was going on internally with the guy who left, that of course that slowed the production down of the next show that was.
Ooh.
And with all that drama going on and all the heat and everything, understandably it took them some time to figure out what they wanted to do with FAM.
Mm-hmm.
And my issue was, and I'll always say, I'll say it to this day, my only issue was not that it went under, my issue was that you didn't let me know that it was going to happen, or at least keep me in the know that it was going to happen, knowing that I was.
Damn.
Like all I asked for was transparency.
No, that makes that's not unreasonable. Like the simple fact that you gave notice and hey, I'm still, because especially like with I don't know about Sim, but like with eFeds, the thing that I hate is flakes. I don't give a fuck if you leave, but just be like, yo, I'm leaving. All right, command, no problem. Right. Take it easy. Don't leave mysteriously, then show up someplace else and make up a fucking song and dance about me or my people. Don't do that. Just fucking say, hey, this not for me. I gotta go. Right, man, no problem, man. Good luck to you. And if you want to come back, cool. If not, whatever. You know, it's just bullshit. All right, I'm sorry, I got fired up.
No, I'm saying, and one of the other things that tipped me off that FAM is about to go under in my mind, that the Unite, the Star Team thing started to
don't get me started on that.
And when I saw that, I was like, okay, what about if I didn't say it out loud? I didn't say anything to anybody.
No, yeah.
But when I saw that, I started to draw conclusions in my mind, like, okay, maybe FAM's gonna go on. But even after that, I stood loyal. I stood there. I didn't join any other place. I held back on so many projects that I was going to do for myself just because I was looking forward to coming back. Like I was so ready to get back out.
Damn.
But just looking at the Star Team night led me to say, okay, this is good. So I hit him up the first time and I asked him like, okay, well,
one of the owners, right?
Huh?
One of the owners?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hit him up and I asked him, okay, well, what's going on? And I can't remember what word for. I can go back and read the DMs. I'm not.
Don't worry about it. You can paraphrase. It's no big deal. It's just unofficial.
Basically, what he told me was that they're still trying to figure things out in terms of FAM, and there's nothing definite at the time. Right? Okay, cool. I took that from face value. I didn't ask anybody else. I took what he said as gospel, didn't question. Some months went by, and there's still nothing going on in terms of FAM.
Yeah, and since they're not constant shows, right? It's just like you're basically waiting for that big event, right? The Cyber Fam Day, right?
Right, exactly.
Damn.
And I hit him up again months later and asked him about it, because we're not in, like, we don't talk every day. Like, we were cool, but we weren't like best friends.
I get you, yeah.
So I hit him up again, and I was like, what's up? What's going on with it? And same thing, same answer. He not just no definite it's going on, there's no definite it's gonna thing. And I gave dude my number, my personal phone number. Ooh. Call me. So that we can talk about it. Because I was getting frustrated that nobody's telling me anything. Like, you have a whole side project that I wasn't invited to, which I don't mind, because I probably wasn't going to join anyway, because it's not my thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
The whole side project, and all of the, well, not all, but most of the main members who are in FAM are now over there. And I'm still in FAM, like, not by myself, but there are other FAM who are over there still waiting to see what the hell is going on. And the whole time having to, this is what really pissed me. Well, I essentially, is my mic good? Or
no, your mic's fine. You're good.
Come on.
That's kind of shitty, man.
And it wasn't even someone from the outside. Someone who's in fam, who's in their own circle, had to tell me that, yo, Nick, it's done. That's what pissed me off. Like, if they would have told me from Jump Street, or at least give me a heads up, say, hey, Nick, FAM's not doing so good. You probably might want to go do your own thing. Just that alone would have been enough.
Be the logical. See, like right. when you say something like that, I get residual like residual anger and angst. I'm sorry, that's kind of that's shitty. So how long? So at this time when you had it, you said you came in 2016. So this just recently folded this year. So that's like what, about 2 years?
In the last month or so.
All right, and so this has been about you. So you've been there for about 2 years.
About 2 years.
All right, so I apologize in advance to anyone listening if you don't like perfunctory language, but here goes. It really fucking bothers me. First of all, when you say owners, that pisses me off. There should just be one fucking guy up top, and then if there's subordinates, that's one thing. Because when you have fucking owners, it's always some kind of weird balancing of trying to figure out who's who. That's the first thing that bugs me. Whatever, I don't care. Second thing, you being transparent. See, I would kill, like, most of the time I don't even have that with my people. Like, I have to chase people down. So you're actually, well, actually, no, it's bullshit. Most of them are. But the thing is, you're like, hey, what's going on? And they give me the runaround. Hey, what's going on? They give me the runaround. That's bullshit. Just be like, yo, hey, man, it ain't, it's over. Whatever. Because if I'm you, I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, these people, I'm cool with these people. I don't know what's going on. I can't do nothing. And then you see other people who you may or may not be cool with jump into some other spot. So it's like, oh, right. And ain't nobody telling me shit. So now, am I a piece of shit? What the fuck did I do? Right. Like, see, oh my God, that shit made me mad. I ain't trying to, right. I'm residually pissed. That's fucking bullshit.
Like, but here's my thing. I don't want anybody who's listening just to think that I'm angry at FA or that I'm angry at Star Teams or Unite. The people there, the people who I've been in interaction with, they're cool people. They're decent people. My issue was with that one person, and he already knows who he is.
Communication.
If he wants to talk about it, I went off on him in the DMs, and that's not like me. I don't really act. I should say I should try not to act on him.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean,
as a man, when I realize that I'm wrong, I apologize. So I apologize for the way I went at it. I will never apologize for how I felt. Those things.
It's shitty.
All I wanted was transparency.
it's shitty when you invest time in a place and you can't even give them the fucking common courtesy to be given a heads up. That's basically what it boils down to.
Like, I really felt like my loyal there.
Yeah, ooh. See, that's the thing. Like, whether it be a e-fed or anything, in anything you do, when you loyalty is a commodity. Like, this is a saying I used to have back in the day. Loyalty is not a renewable resource. Once loyalty is lost, it can't be regained. So that's how I feel about that. That feels like you take somebody who's been down with you, not since day one, who's been down with you, and you can't even show the common courtesy of letting that person know what's up. That's kind of shitty, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to instigate, but it just bugs me because that kind of behavior. That's the reason why I did my own stuff, because I can't be beholden to somebody else. Because that bugs me. Ugh, right. Sorry.
And I don't want anybody to like view him in a negative light, because like it happens.
He's probably just someone who's afraid of confrontation, which is also happens in this kind of thing. You have people who are scared to communicate, so they just kind of avoid, which actually winds up looking worse, as opposed to saying, hey, you know, whatever. I have my own situation with people like that, which is almost the same situation. Hey, here's my phone number. Nothing. All right, well, fuck you.
Right.
Is a, you know.
Like, I was so down to just have a conversation. Just call me.
Takes 2 seconds. Damn, son.
So and we live in the same state.
Oh, that's even worse. So that actually, oh man, I don't know how to approach this one.
No problem, like just meeting up and squashing it. Like, that's one.
You don't even have to do that. You can just call on the phone. That's it. Call on the phone and be like, bro, I've done. Because at this point, it's one thing to be like, oh, it's just e-fed drama, but that is actually doesn't really feel like that. Kind of feels like actually something legitimate, because that's a loyalty, that's a connection, that's a group of people. And
it's time.
Exactly.
It's time wasted.
That's the big factor, because you can do other things. Like, don't be a time bandit, and don't mess with someone's time. Just be upfront.
Like the things that I've done so far in terms of in terms of my production, my matches, the things that I'm just now doing that people are seeing, I would have done those things so long ago. So long ago, if they just would have told me, like, yo, Nick, this you probably wanted this. Go do you.
Damn. Well, so that brings me to the next thing, and this is where, I mean, you said what you got to say, so you're gonna sound, you know, I don't know if you have anything about this, but this Unite stuff. All right.
I don't know a lot about it.
That's the thing. What I saw this. I'm trying to remember when I saw it, but I saw something maybe a year ago or half a year ago, and I investigated, and I was like, apps? What? And then I was like, wait, do they want me to play apps for stuff? And I shrugged off. I'm like, that's stupid, and I kept walking. And then I saw something again, and what's this? Wait, what? You want? That's dumb. And then, so this is what I see now, and if I'm wrong, you know, hey, someone please feel free to correct me. But I see a community that says, hey, we're gonna unite the community, which is a good, you know, that's actually, I like that. But it seems like it's a paywall, and I'm not, you know, it really feels like some pay to play kind of shit. It's weird. I've spoken to a couple people, and they were like that, oh, you pay X amount a month, and then, you know, you're not guaranteed to be booked. So now I've been making jokes all in Discord, like, for the last maybe week and a half. I'm like, pay $10.99 to, like,
I don't know. I can't really say
that's what they told me. So if that's incorrect, then please correct me, because someone told me that, and then another person said that essentially that you don't have to pay, because you can also like with the app stuff, you can use the apps and you can make, I guess, currency or money with the apps and pay them that way. Which again, for me, I'm old as dirt. I don't have fucking time to play Bejeweled to pay some other person. Why not just use Patreon? This just feels like this feels like a weird ass paywall, and it kind of feels disingenuous to me. I hope I'm wrong. It just feels weird to me. Like, why would you hide that behind a paywall? And I know you don't have anything to say about that, so I won't put you on that spot, because I'm sure you got friends there. But I was like, that's what it looks like to me.
No, like to me, you're completely justified in feeling that way, because I know many people who feel the same way, and anybody that tells you that you're not justified in feeling that way, that's completely short-sighted, because I would probably feel that way if I still don't know, but my main issue with it is that I don't want to be anywhere where money is, because that is always going to be a very
slippery slope.
Especially, especially if you're making money off of something that where my creation is involved and I'm not seeing any of that money, we're gonna have a problem.
So No, you go. I'm sorry. I'm getting fired up.
That's why I choose to stay away from things that involve that are like monetized. Like even with FAM, I'm pretty sure they were making money off of it, but I didn't mind it because I was just there. I was just along for the ride. No, this is something completely different to me.
This is a pyramid scheme, honestly.
Right.
That's what it looks like to me.
It looks like money is more focal as opposed to FAM was, and that's really why I wouldn't want to join there. Even if I was to receive an, I probably wouldn't. I don't want to deal. It's not my thing. I'd rather just have fun. Just have fun. I don't pay me.
It's funny though that you say that because that's exactly how I feel. And again, I keep saying again and bringing it back to me. I have to. Maybe I'm like Tyra Banks. I got to make it about me. But in my perspective, like I hold a fundraiser, and by fundraiser I mean, hey, in July we need to make money because I have to pay for something for the site. So please donate whatever you want. I don't care. Once we reach our goal, we're done. If we have anything else after that goes to other site costs, and that's it. We're done. So recently,
that's different.
Yeah, no, see, that's fine. So
because everybody benefits from that.
Yeah, especially the site. So what I've done now is this is actually from people that I was talking, like my site members. I'm talking to them because like I said, if you go to OCWFed.com on the internet, our forum is held together by duct tape and glue because it's old. So we need a new forum. So that costs money. So I'm trying to raise money. So they're like, hey, why don't you just use a Patreon? I had a Patreon in 2017, but I never filled it out. So I finally got around to filling out like 2 weeks ago. I got 4 Patreons. It's not a big deal. But the point is, they're giving me money, right? But that money is going to go towards something. And in an ideal world, what I could do is like if OCW starts making money hand over fist, I'll figure out a way to pay my general managers. I've always wanted to be like, yo, I want to cut people checks. Like, yo, you're doing work for me. Here's like $20. Here's $30. I want to do that, but I can't right now. I understand if they're trying to make money to like because we have people doing video stuff, After Effects. That's cool, but. Right. But it feels.
Like, I don't know.
What, you don't know what?
I'm saying I don't know where the money that they're.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the money is, I guess, to go to help pay for people who are putting together After Effects stuff. Okay, cool. Whatever. That kind of makes sense. But it just, I don't know. From the outside looking in, it really just looks like a money grab and putting a paywall behind a subsection of a community that already has free content. It's like, oh, hey, you've been a member, so here's a fucking graphic it took 5 seconds to do. And I know that because someone actually said that I know who does graphics. Like, that takes like 2 seconds. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. Like, oh, okay. So here, like it just feels like they're monetizing that. And you know what? Go ahead, get your coins. If that helps you, like, I don't got a problem with it. If that helps you to pay people, cool. But why not just do a Patreon? Wouldn't that be easier? Like the stuff they're using just feels real fucking fugazi to me, and it's strange.
What are they using? I don't know what they're.
I don't know. There's something. I think it's Gawkbox, and that thing is weird. Look, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like those people that like you sign up and you fill out surveys. That shit, because they sell your information. I don't like that. That I don't like that at all. So that's one aspect. And then the whole thing with the apps, that's another aspect. And you got kids like, oh, I like apps. What? You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay any money. You don't have to pay any money. You just play with the apps. Fuck you. It's my time. I don't pay no goddamn app. The fuck. So I don't know, man. If I'm wrong, hey, correct me. Whatever. Yeah. If someone wants to come and correct a lowly league dude, go ahead. If not, I don't give a shit. It just feels disingenuous. Do a Patreon. It's easier. Patreon takes a cut, whatever. That's how you pay your people. I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Another thing is like, a part of me feels like it's kind of, what's the word? Contradictory.
Yeah, because you can't unite.
Right. The name of it is Unite, but I don't know what their actual goal was, but it seems like the goal was to unite the community, and it's doing the complete opposite.
That's what the dude I told him, yo, what's going on with this? And so again, that's why we make the jokes. You're like, yo, hey guys, on the Patreon, if you donate $10, you can get certified booking, but you might not get booking until I see fit. Like, we just make $10.99 jokes now, or $9.99 jokes. It's like, yo, come on, son. I know it's apples and oranges because I'm a small spot and there's like a bigger spot, but it's like, just do a Patreon. I can understand wanting to compensate the guys who do After Effects and video editing to put stuff together, but you know, maybe I'm a sucker because I've been doing it for fucking 14 years and I don't really get a dime. Maybe I'm an idiot, so I might be wrong. That's what I'm saying. It's just weird to me, man. If the goal is to bring together a community, but you put a paywall above it, that feels like it's doing the opposite, and it feels like you're just trying to get a cash out. And if that's the case, then you know what? All right, cool. But don't try to sugarcoat it and don't try to be disingenuous about it. Just it is what it is. It's fine. It doesn't make you a villain. It just makes you a capitalist or whatever, and that's fine. This is America. Be a capitalist, but don't try to sugarcoat it and don't try to hide it. Just be upfront with it, and I personally would respect you more. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I don't know.
And another thing that well, it doesn't bother me now because I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it would bother me in the future if it happens. Like what if Unite does go under, right? God, I don't want it to. I hope that they keep doing their thing and it prospers.
It should be fine.
But hypothetically, let's say it does go under. What happens to all the people who paid their money?
No refunds, Bubba.
Right. Like, I don't know, like, what is the goal for the person who's donating to be on the show? If when it goes under, then they're going to fall right back into the spot that they used to when nobody were.
I think if anything, it might, like, I'm trying to be, I guess, I'm thinking that it's just to help, compensate the people. But then here's the other thing. There's no website. There's no hosting. Everything is just YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So you're you're running lean and mean. You're running, if there's a website, please. I mean, you don't know, but if there's a website or whatever, if anybody listening here, like of the 50 or 60 or however many people listening, and there's a website, link me. I want to see the website. I want to learn more information. But it just seems like they're running lean and mean, which is smart. It's great. You don't have to pay for hosting. You don't have to pay for none of that stuff. But if you're just providing YouTube videos, it feels like you're trying to do like a mini subscription model to pay for WWE stuff that's produced for you. And I mean, I guess it just is I guess maybe it's a really smart hustle. But if it's a hustle, say it's a hustle. Don't front and be like, oh, we're uniting the community. No, you're not. You're uniting your pocketbook, which is cool. Knock yourself out. Make that break. Make that money, honey. Do you?
I mean, like,
but don't front.
I choose to, like, not even. I don't know anything about it, and I feel like if you had somebody on here who could further explain to you what they're really doing, it I'd be dope. I have no idea. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
No, yeah. I ain't trying to incriminate you because I know you're right there. Like, look at Nick. Look at
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look at Nick with these comp people talking about how dare I hate him.
Hey man, look, Nick used to be a comp person, so
yeah, I would tell you to check my spot, but yeah, nah, it ain't gonna work. You be like, nah, I ain't feeling this. These people are aggressive for no particular reason.
You know what's crazy? No, I watched you whatever the last show that you guys uploaded. I watched like 12 seconds. I was like, you know what?
Wait, well, no. To be fair, did you watch the live stream or did you watch an actual a match?
I think it was a live stream.
Oh, well,
there wasn't any commentary.
Oh no! If you watch a live stream, then there would be commentary.
I don't know which. It was something recent, but there wasn't any commentary.
Oh, so if there wasn't, because all right. So the breakdown of what we do is, because again, our turnaround is every week we got thing, but it's comp, so it's not a big deal. You get the basically if you know how to read, which sounds really condescending. if you're a text guy, then it makes more sense because we actually have like you see the YouTube videos, but there's actually a link on the website that actually take you to the show, and the videos are there with the role play. So it's one consistent package every week, well, twice a week rather. Right. So like if you just see the YouTube, you're like, oh, okay, well it's just matches, okay, cool, and whatever. But what I do is if there's a live stream, I'll usually record it on Twitch, and then I'll upload that whenever the hell I get a time. And what that is basically all the matches stitched together, and by stitched together, just put in a playlist and loaded one after the other, and then right. I'll commentate. When I say commentate, it's not really commentating. It's basically me kind of calling the match a little bit and then just shooting the shit and then whatever. It's a mishmash. It's that's just me.
Commentary, but I probably wasn't.
No, if you didn't hear commentary, then you just probably watch an episode, and so I'm not offended. Now, if you watched the one that has actual talking in it, and then you're like, screw that, then hey, it's fine. You can do what you want. It's your life. But yeah. But it'd be kind of interesting if Nic Virtue kick your ass. Come on, Nick. Show me what you got when you ain't got to work a match. HOOT. It's like UFC. Let me stop. But yeah, hold on. I got a couple more questions, then we can wrap it up. It actually turned out better. I kind of want to make it as a two-part, but nah, we'll just give him. I'll make notes and we'll just give him the whole thing. Whatever. Oh wow, we covered a lot. Well, we kind of covered staying in and out of char character. We covered that.
In and out of character.
Staying in and out of character. We more or less covered that, so it doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't really usually just, I guess, as appropriate. Would you say, like, use as appropriate?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, like with regarding to being in character or not being in character. My thing is, where appropriate. Like, do it when it's appropriate.
Oh yeah.
They're like, let me tell you something, brother. Nic Virtue's tired of you. I don't know why you sound like Hogan in my head.
Casual conversation.
Yeah. Okay. This one's man, I don't know why I wrote this like this, but yeah, fuck it, I'll say it. Are we mentally ill?
Am I mentally?
No, not you. Are we? I mean, like the CAW community. Is the CAW community mentally ill?
I'll be honest with you. Like we all got something wrong with us.
Right? All right, fair. I'm mad you say you mean me?
Something wrong with us, man.
I like how you immediately read like, you mean me? Like, no, I mean us.
There's not a single normal person in the CAW community.
I mean, you seem pretty normal, but yeah, I don't know. It's just.
There's some weirdos.
Yeah,
but,
no, dude. Oh, see, I don't want to be mean, but I saw. All right, fuck. You know what? All right, whatever. I'll keep it 100.
Wait. Hold on. I'm not gonna hold you. I've been holding this pee in for like the past hour.
Oh, yo, go right now. You should have said something. Jesus, go ahead, go. I hold. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. While Mr. Virtue goes to drain the main vein, I just wanted to remind you that you can catch us out every Tuesday and Friday at OCWFed.com for all of your eFed roleplay based action. You could also check us out on YouTube at YouTube/OCWFedTV. And don't forget Twitch. We're on Twitch too every couple of days. Don't even have a schedule because we crazy like that. And that's at twitch.tv/OCWFed. And don't forget Twitter at OCWFed. Instagram at OCWFed. But don't worry, there's only one Instagram post, so it's okay. And don't forget, for the low price of $9.99, you too can join OCW and not get booked regularly. And now, back to the show. Hoot! And we're back.
My bad.
Nah, it's fine now. I don't want you to have your shit burst. Yeah, so I asked her, we mentally ill. You said a little something. But so what I was gonna say before the bathroom break. So now now on my feed I see OOC Tuesday. Now I'm not gonna make fun of people's appearance because that's juvenile and that's childish.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't. I'm too. And besides, mom don't make ugly. I'm handsome as a motherfucker, but it is what it is. But some of the people that I saw, they used up their 2 clicks from a hard R. Basically, they're 2 clicks from typing a hard R. You can, if you don't know what I mean, I hope you know what I mean when I say that.
I don't know what you mean.
You don't know what I mean?
No.
When you say the N word with the hard R,
right?
Though a lot of the ones I saw for OOC are basically 2 clicks from a hard R in casual conversation. I was like, yo, not a fan.
Oh yeah,
you got it now. Sorry, I do that.
Yeah.
I'm a little crazy when I talk, so some people have to translate for me.
It's kind of strange too when it comes to that.
Right.
Sometimes people will post out of character pictures, and it'll be like a
what?
It'll be like an Instagram model.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it'll be like somebody completely different. You
know what?
And a lot of people have been catfished.
Speak on that, because here's the funny story for me, because I'm an idiot. When I first started getting, actually, you know what I think it is? I think once I followed you, I don't know when I followed you, but once I followed you, that's when like the CAW shit started coming on my timeline. Pause.
Oh snap!
I
apologize.
No, that's fine. It's fine. No, don't worry about it, dude. I do a wrestling league, so it doesn't matter. I'm just like, oh, this is strange. Okay, whatever. But what I saw, because again, I'm a moron, so I would see Instagram model stuff, and I'm like, yo, is everybody in CAW just like good looking people? What's going on? Like all these people, and then someone had to be like, that's who they're using as their avatar. I was like, oh, that's no good. No child. What are you doing? What is you doing?
No but like, I understand why people will be like put off by it, because like, what if the person whose picture you're using happens to see that?
That is.
How would you explain that?
I'd be tight. Like, what the fuck you doing with my what you doing with my picture?
I get why they do it. I don't knock them for it. I can see how it would be viewed as.
It's strange to me because it's not even like let's say you're in an eFed, like a text eFed or whatever, where you use XYZ as your avatar and then that's who you use. That's fine, but it's like they'll literally post, just got home or whatever, and then it's that person, and that is off-putting to me, and that's also confusing me because again at the time I'm like, yo, the sim community is really, really pretty. That's interesting. Or like everybody in the sim community is
like, no, that's not the sim community. Like I said before,
sure?
There's different subsections.
The CAW community, right?
The CAW community.
We probably got the next half is probably going to be on you helping me understand some of this stuff.
That part will be the role playing community. That's a different section.
See, you say role playing community, but I take offense to that because I'm part of the role play community, kind of.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing.
that shit.
I shouldn't. That's right. That's another thing because really, technically, we all role play. If you think about it, technically, if we're playing as a CAW and we're portraying a character, we're kind of playing the role of that character. So in a way, we're kind of all role playing, but they kind of take it to a different level.
Maybe they take it to the cosplay level. How about that?
Yeah,
cosplay. Because my spot, I call it D&D for wrestling nerds, and that's the basic Dungeons and Dragons for wrestling nerds. For those who don't know what D&D is, that's the best explanation I can give you because it's a little bit of role play and then it's the fighting aspect. But so okay, I have a couple things left. So, to you, do you think the word eFed is a dirty word?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think it has?
I used to be in it.
Well, I know, but do you think it carries any kind of a connotation to it? Because again, some people say eFed, some people say League, but a lot of times I see eFed used less and less, and League used more.
That's true, and I can see why. That there's more leagues that are on Twitter in the CAW community than there are eFeds.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because
I probably shouldn't have said that. But in terms of like, because there are eFeds that kind of like cross over and dabble into sim world. So when they do that, only the eFeds that do that kind of get recognized. So it kind of seems like there's less and less eFeds.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
right.
that was because see, when you break it down, there really is like when you think about it though, it really does seem like a vast ocean. I was gonna say the vast nothingness of space, but that's rude. But it really is a tapestry of stuff. Because in my corner I have like the comp stuff, in your corner you have like this work style. Then you have another corner where it's text-based role plays 24/7. But then maybe they'll do an AI versus AI match, or just use the CAW components without actually doing a match, and use that as avatars and as screen filler. Then you have those cosplay role play people who pretend to be other people. And then you have like stuff like this similar to like was fam like work matches or what? How was that? Just a sidebar back to fam.
Fam was like all. It was kind of like how you see the highlight reel matches.
Yeah. Okay.
Where it's pretty just one person with another controller playing.
Okay. Because I saw a couple of stuff and did not leave a good impression. Like I saw like I don't know, it just looked silly. I was like, oh. Like when you say it, you make it sound like, oh, I gotta check this out. So I'm gonna see what you got. I'm gonna see what you got. You gave me 12 seconds. Right. I'm gonna give you at least 10 pause. So
right.
I'm gonna check out your stuff.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, and I said this before. Just because you use highlight reel does not automatically mean that it's a good use of highlight reel.
Yeah.
You could use highlight reel and still have a very not good looking match. You know, like to what you just said, if you looked at it and you're like, no, I'm not feeling this, that's not your fault.
But you know what hurts my heart though? I look at it and I'm like, it hurts my heart, and then I see like 3,000 views like concurrently, like, well shit, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Like, I can't even get 12 seconds from Nic Virtue, pause, but these people got some guy going, he's going for the hammerlock, and it's like a weird pause, like, and they got like, I guess I'm doing something, and it's zoomed in, so all you can see is the guy's ass crack, and then lifting up. God. but that's a fam show. That was a fam thing I saw, and I was like, what? I'm like, I'm like, why is this fucking getting 3,000? What the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, you know, that so I don't know. I guess it's different stroke for different folks, man. But to that point, I answered eFed's a dirty word. We kind of already touched on the difference between eFed, SIM, AI, blah 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 blah. I got 2 more good ones that are probably gonna last a couple minutes, so hopefully we can get to it. So, CAW Drama, which CAW Drama. What is the worst that you have seen?
The worst that I've seen?
That you've seen, that you've been privy to.
That's a laundry.
All right, how about the most recent? We ain't got all the time for you to go down memory lane, but what do you got most recent?
No, I think I can talk about the worst.
Sure, go for it. Hit me up, chat me up, smart me up. Let me know.
Like, I know it's kind of hard for me to talk about the work because it was a while ago because I have a lot of people muted, so just so that I don't see the drama.
Oh,
but it gets
very prolific.
Huh?
You're very prolific. I like that. Like, yeah, I'm muting you. You're fucking causing too many problems. Is it really that bad though? Because that's what I see people. Honestly, I could probably make a whole series of just me covering CAW drama, which I will not do. But I'll talk to people, to the cows will come home. But there ain't no way I'm gonna dig through all this muck. That's why I'm asking you. So, all right, you're muting people. Sorry to cut you off. You were muting people because it's really just that.
It's too much. It's too much, and it's constant. It's literally. If it's not every day, it's every other. It's not every other day. It's the day after every other day. And 9 out of 10 times, it's always because somebody is saying something without considering how the other person. Like I understand not having a filter, but if you can say something in a nice way, why not? That's usually fair. It gets bad to the point where people threaten people's livelihood, or people dox people and find out their addresses, and wish death on their unborn child, or it's gotten like really, really toxic. Yeah, and it's not just the CAW community.
Oh no. That's not specific to the CAW community. But the funny thing about the CAW community is if any community should have it, it shouldn't even be the CAW community. Like, it's not
right.
Because what are the freaking stakes? Like I when I flipped out with not on Jacob, but I flipped out with Jacob. It's like, if me and you, Nick, got a problem, then we could go to the ring and we could fight. Now, you might want to try to work a match, but I'm gonna try to punch you in the face and give you the potatoes. but at the end of the day, we have that option. Like, yo, you know what? Let's go. Let's work this out. Let's figure this out. So that's why I get fired up about the CAW community, because when it's he said, she said, yo, all right, cool, fire it up, let's go. What's your PSN tag? What's your Xbox tag? Let's go. Let's see what happens. Maybe I take an ass whooping, maybe not. We put it on Twitch. Let's see what happens and call it a day.
Right, and it's easy that way because at least there's a set way to just squash it.
Yeah, winner or loser.
In the SIM community, in the CAW community, like, you're not gonna go play a match with somebody you don't like, because how are you gonna enjoy the match if you don't like them? So, right.
Yeah.
So their means of getting to the bottom of it would just be insults and threats and
doxing.
All trash.
I mean, I can't like. Well, when it comes to threats, So in my experience, I've made someone leave their home, and this is while I'm laughing. And the thing is, I wasn't, like, we were having a conversation, but they were getting progressively mad, and I thought that their getting mad was them, like, pretending to be mad. I didn't know until I hear a door slam and like, he left. He left. I made someone leave his own home, and then someone else. I made someone leave their own home. I made someone break a microphone. That was funny. They got so angry with me. Like, but the thing is, I don't hit, like, I don't go for personal insults, because I don't do that. I'm always a staunch proponent of do unto others. So I'll talk some shit, but I won't ever try to say hurtful things to people, even someone I don't like. I'll say goofy, mean shit, but I won't say hurtful things, because it's not like, oh, I hope your kids are, that's no, because if I have a child, whatever, if I have, family and friends, I don't want that energy. And someone who uses their words like that, I really can't rock with anyway, because that means that they don't have a developed brain, because that's where they go to immediately.
Right.
Like, my thing is, I like people getting so mad that they say something like that to me. I'm like, yeah, that's why you don't know shit about me, because you can't be trusted, bum ass motherfucker. So yeah,
and I think one of the most recent incidents that sticks in my mind of in recent was when my girl had gotten attacked.
Oh,
I don't know. Like, you don't know. Like, I met my girl through CAW.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And you know what's crazy? I swore she was catfish when I first saw her.
Oh, you got lucky? Yeah, good for you, Nick.
What?
Yeah, Nick. But hold up. Round of applause for Nic Virtue, baby. You got lucky, motherfucker. Woo! Good for you, Nick. I like hearing happy story.
She's so beautiful, and I don't know if she's gonna hear this, but her skin is not as thick as mine. Like, she's a little on the sensitive side, and sometimes when you poke at her, she'll respond. And there was a time where I guess there were some people who didn't necessarily like her. Why? I don't know. I don't know how nobody could use this sweet girl. But they used one of her actual real life pictures, one of her selfies that she had posted.
But did she post it on Twitter? Like, all right, so I'm sorry.
Posted on Twitter, on her timeline.
Ooh, see, that's the problem. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Right. Well, right. And the people who didn't like her got hold of it, and they like distorted it in a way to like make her look stupid.
Of course.
Like they made her forehead mad big.
Of course. I mean, and it sounds funny, but okay, I'm sorry.
Right. And it really got to her because, again, like, she's a little on the sensitive side.
Yeah.
I can understand if they did it, the person said they just want to have fun. But my thing is, how do you know that person is going to find that funny?
You got to know your audience.
Right. Like, you can't joke around with somebody without their consent and expect them to find what you did funny. Especially if they're a female.
Well, yeah, you gotta read the room, basically. Like, I don't necessarily 100% agree with, like, cause people have done some dumb shit to me, but it's been minuscule. Like, someone, like, I made people so angry that they would take my photo. I would have an old photo and they would, like, do whatever. I'm like, okay, like, and the thing is, to the question, I would feel, I wouldn't really be hurt, but it's like, oh, you gonna do that? All right, so, but you're not saying it to my fucking face. That's the problem.
Right.
Let me know, because you're gonna talk. You're gonna do that. All right, cool. But you're gonna make fun of me, but you can't even get like $5. So what? Don't. It is what it is. Like, why you gonna make fun of? I don't know, man. It just.
Right.
I'm kind of there for the, like. I don't mind the jokey stuff, but if it's from someone who I don't like or don't know and they're doing it, it's like, oh, word. All right. Well, what you look like, that melted cheese looking motherfucker? Like, you been held out in the.
Nobody knows what they look like.
Of course.
Everybody knows what she looks like, but the people who are trying to look down on her or ridicule her, nobody knows what they look like.
Yeah, you got to read the room. Yeah, you're right. Because one time I told a girl, I was like, man, I like you put on a little bit of weight. She hung up on me. Like, what did I say? What did I say? I'm like, I said you look good because you put on weight. Hello? Oh, my bad. Shit, yeah. But you live and learn.
Yeah.
That's kind of shitty though. So I guess it was fine. But hold on, real quick. I got a sidebar. So you met your girl, and how did that happen? That's kind of adorable, bro.
All right. That's a story. That's a story.
Hey, go into it. So we got some time. You don't mind, right?
This was during the time where I was like selling me not being around.
All right.
And this was like around like January-ish, and I had spoken to her before.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what she looked like until she had posted a picture.
But you knew she was a girl.
No.
Oh, okay. So you just, all right, cool. Because you never know.
Her call was a female,
and
she was portraying a female.
Okay.
And I had asked her to do like some. Well, I didn't know she was a girl. I knew she was a girl when I heard her cut a promo before.
Oh, and you're like, oh, okay. Right. Plus.
Right. So I had asked her to do like some vocals for a video I was working on.
All right.
And she did it for me. But then like a month later, she had posted a selfie of her in the car, and I was damn.
You were like, Jesus Christ.
Like, there is no way.
Like, this is not real.
And I copied the link and I sent it. I was like, get the fuck out. Like, is that you? And she was like, yeah. And then it kind of just took off from there.
Oh, you just started talking about it? Yeah, you slid into them DMs real quick, right, Nic Virtue? Yeah, Nic Virtue. Going up in the DMs real quick. So, what's up, Mom? How's it going? Would you like some coffee? Are you from? Is she also from the NY?
No.
Oh.
She lives in the Carolinas.
Okay.
But we met up this past June. She came down here and we spent a couple weeks together.
Nice. Good for you, man. That's lovely. That makes my cold black heart a little bit warmer.
And it's dope when you find somebody who plays video games too.
Yep. And from Carolina, you know what? There's a lot of low key. There's a lot of low key good looking women in the South. Y'all sleeping on the South like a lot.
Hey man, I found the best one.
And you know what? Good smart answer. That's a smart answer, Nic Virtue. That's a goddamn smart answer. Who? You know the funny thing about girls from the South is they don't know they fine. They don't know they fine. They have no idea.
They really don't.
They don't know they fine until they meet like a New York 2, and they're like, oh,
right,
oh, okay,
right.
So you got a girl with a fupa hanging out and a missing tooth, and she thinks she a dime piece. Like, no, Bridget, sit your ass down. Oh wait, you can't. You need tooth. Let me stop. That's fat shaming. Can't do that. Sorry.
Like
about that.
They don't know how attractive we find them.
Nope. So shout out to y'all in the South. Shout out to you Southern Belles. Oh my goodness. Woo. Let me stop. Why can't I find no girl there's no girls league competitive, so I'm asked out.
No, there's a few. I don't know if you're familiar with what's her name? Damn it.
They wouldn't last in OC. They wouldn't last in OCW.
I know she plays competitively.
They wouldn't last in OCW because we use fair play rules. Outside competitive is meh.
No, she was a fair chick.
Oh,
I've never had the chance to play her, but she was always on the PlayStation side. I was always on the Xbox side. Competitive.
One day we'll see, but yeah, I always judge people by fair play. Because the funny thing about my joint is because we have fair play, people tend to have a better stance on mechanics. So our low tier guys can waffle stomp OVR 100s who are like high ranked because they're just used to mechanics. And these are the people who are considered by us jobbers. Like shout out to you, Gooch. I love you. Like Gooch is just waffle stomping people, and Gooch is like can't even catch a W here, but over there she's beating the shit out of people. So shout out to you, Gooch. Much love.
Wait a minute. I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Since you came from the competitive,
still there, buddy.
Are you familiar with the term third reverse?
Third reversal.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Because that was a thing back when I used to play competitive. Like a third reversal was when you don't use the triggers to reverse, but instead, like when somebody tries to grab you, you punch them instead. Like
no. We don't call that third reversal. That's frowned upon. That was called Tylering, made famous by Tyler Iwanchuk, who would always fucking mash the snap jab to knock you out of a grapple. That's basically
everybody used to use the snap jab.
That's illegal in my spot, and now that's actually that they took that out in the game. So now what we have is called grappling, which is more or less the same thing. Where basically you have the rules of engagement, which basically you reverse. If you attack me and I reverse, then you're not supposed to really like back up. You're supposed to actually reverse. Or if you decide to just smash your strike key, since grapples have more priority over strikes, more likely I'll grapple you before you hit me. But some strikes have higher priority, so you'll knock me out of a grapple. So basically, I wasted a reversal, and you're a fucking unethical, cheesy shithead who's smashing strikes. Right. It's a delicate balance. I'm not saying it's perfect. In an ideal world, a lot of times I would prefer like sim stuff because you can do other things. But I like what we got because our guys are good. I'm sorry, continue to put them over.
I remember there was a time in the game where like you could reverse the reversal animation because there was a window to reverse it. Like, yes. I forget what animation it was, but when you reversed it, it put you behind your opponent.
Yeah.
That was frowned upon. You couldn't do that.
That one I think we didn't really have any because when they were unlimited we didn't really care. What we had was what we called alpha counters, and that's when you would actually because remember when reversing a finisher was like 1 in a million. Do you remember that part? Like that happened in I don't know if that was so much in 07, but in 06 it was a big deal. Like it was so difficult to reverse finishers.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know in 06.
Yeah, I don't know about 07. I don't remember, but we call those alpha counters. Like if you would counter a finisher into your finisher, or if you would counter a finisher and then if you would do a finisher, I would counter it. Then I would try to finish it, and you would counter it, and then I would try to finish it, and then connect. That was an alpha counter, and that was like people lose their fucking mind because it never happened. Nowadays, it kind of happens, but not often. It's very rare. But I don't know, man. There's plus and minuses. And let me see what else we got. Oh yeah, we didn't. I diverged because you told me that lovely story about meeting your lady. It touched my heartstrings real quick. But back to the drama stuff. Are you? You didn't really tell me what was the worst, and you told me that people got threatened and doxxed, which is whack. But like, and it's about your lady as well. Are you aware what's happening with? Oh man, I don't know. Is her name Lioness or is it Mala? Is it Lioness? I don't. The lady who
I seen that situation.
I've been trying to get her to come on and talk, and she hasn't responded.
With Valor?
No. Yeah, her. I wanted her to talk.
I didn't know that. I don't know that situation because I only had that her side of the situation.
Yeah, third hand.
I don't want to talk about it because I don't know the others.
You know what? That's something that a lot of people don't do nowadays. You're a very even Steven guy. Yeah, I'm trying to get her
discredit what she was saying. I just don't want to speak on the situation.
No, that's what I've seen recently, and I still see people out. I still see people talking about that like now. But yeah, man, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of unnecessary CAW drama, and to take a page out of the Unite handbook, I don't know what's the
unnecessary.
Yeah, what's the
there's
point?
There's never any necessary drama.
Yeah, why not just unite the one? I don't know, man.
Nope.
In my ideal world, like I wish there was somebody who would be like, hey, and they would maybe unite the 7 continents or whatever, and do like a New Japan, a Ring of Honor, All In type deal, maybe. I don't know, because it seems like there's so much going out there, and there's like so many different fans, and which is cool, it's good, but it seems that more often than not, that in the actual CAW community, there is a lot of needless drama, and that's what that they feed off of more so than actually putting together content.
Exactly, and it's always on Twitter. It's just Twitter.
Yes,
Instagram is beautiful. Instagram is clean.
I didn't even know there was CAW on Instagram.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I found out from my girl. I was like, wait, what? People posting CAWs on Instagram.
Oh my God. Just every day you learn something. I mean, we have Instagram, but I have one photo on it from 2016, a poster I did, and that was it. I was like, I can't do this every day. It's annoying.
It's so peaceful on Instagram and on YouTube too. I want to get back into doing my YouTube stuff because it's peaceful on YouTube and on Twitter. Is just hate.
It's comments on YouTube, but for the most part, I think I followed you on, subscribed to you on YouTube. Whatever.
I don't even get any notification.
Oh well.
I had a lot of them. So
yeah, you got yeah. Like I'm trying to grow YouTube, and it's like, man, this is difficult.
Yeah,
it's great. It really does come down to who you know. It is what it is. All right, so before we wrap things up, and I'm actually make this a 2-parter because we got 2 hours, so I might have to split it up for these people. Yep. It's just, I guess when time flies when you're having fun, Nic Virtue. Time flies, baby. That's how it goes. I'm gonna have you as like my official liaison. And if I do this, if I continue to do this in the future, because I don't know, I got my own shit to worry about. I would like to have you return and keep me. I won't keep you for 2 hours, but we'll keep me abreast of what's going on. Make a working relationship or some shit with you because you seem like a decent enough person. But before we wrap it up, before we call it a day, I want to talk real quick about CAWs. Because I told it to Jacob Anderson. Shout out to Jacob Anderson as well. Enigma something. Sorry, his Twitter handle is complicated for me. I'm a simple man, but. The CAW community. Why? Again, to emphasize, does it boil down to tattooed white guy, porn star / thought, and then guy from Uptown? I think I was gonna put you in guy from Uptown, but then I saw more of your CAW. I'm like, all right, nah, you get a pass. You good? You straight? I saw the attire. I'm like, all right, cool. He doesn't look. I mean, he looked a little plasticky, but not too bad. But it's it's cool. I'm good with it. I'm straight. So and that's not even because you're here. That's my assessment. I'm like, I like it. It's cool.
That's fair.
And then you the one that like actually, you know what it was? I think I saw it from fam. That's how I added you. Or I think it was either that or it was something on my timeline that you did. You either did the After Effect that I used or you did a Photoshop. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. I think you did something, and I was like, oh, I like that. That's that didn't make me upset. So follow. Because a lot of these are just maddening. It seems like it feels like it's a narcissism game. That's what it feels like to me.
Sometimes, unfortunately,
that's it's. Go ahead.
One time, I remember the other day, forgot what I said. I had an opinion about something.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that I said what I said in such a respectful, non-offensive way. And somebody found a way to be offended by what I said. And it's like, they try. And it's not everybody, but it's always the same people or always the same group of people who try and reach so hard to be offended.
They reaching. Yeah.
So hard. I forgot what it was that I said. This is what I said. I said something. I'm just going to paraphrase.
Go ahead.
I said something along the lines that I appreciate it more when a caw's face isn't so perfect. Like a female's caw face isn't so perfect with like a straight, narrow nose and full lips and all. It's like the prototypical, beautiful female.
Yep.
Right. I was saying I appreciate when they don't look like that and they look like the girl from next door with acne or a big nose. Overbite or something like that.
An imperfection.
Like, imperfections, right?
Yeah.
And somebody got offended by me saying that.
Why are you pretty shaming? Like, shut the front door. See, I was gonna go full thing, but
really?
That's another reason why I ain't got a lot of followers. I ain't about that life, man. My ethos is basically SMDBFTB. Wait, SMDFTB. Yeah, SMDFTB. That's my ethos. A lot of times, that's why I deal with people. I mean, I'm sure you might know what that is, but I won't clarify. People can look it up if they want to. That's from Jesus and Mero. But yeah, it's like, come on, man, stop it. So, we were actually going through Discord. Someone had their call and they sent me a screenshot. Like one of my friends sent me a screenshot. Like, look at that. I'm like, what am I looking at? I'm just looking at a crotch. Like, just look at it. So I'm looking at the crotch and I'm like, are those vagina lines?
Some of them like it.
Are those vagina lines? Like, what the fuck are you putting vagina in the fucking car? What's wrong with you, man? Like, yo, really? Like, it's like.
I mean, if they like it, you do what you want to do.
I guess. You know what? Yeah, maybe I'm just open. It's just, I just feel like it's extra, man. Like, come on, man.
It's one thing to like. I don't know if they expect everybody to like it, but it's like when you express that you don't really like it.
It's a problem.
It's an issue. And you're right, exactly.
So,
like, we're all automatically supposed to like what you did.
That's what I have come to realize, and growing up over time as an adult too. That and let me know if you feel the same way. That just because you worked hard on something doesn't mean it's good.
Facts.
All right, good. I'm glad you feel the same way.
Factual.
Yeah.
Factual. And even with me, because I think that I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah.
Like, I will do things. And I'll play it back and I'll look at it, and other people will watch what I make and they'll like it, and I'll look at my own stuff and I'll be like, "This is trash.
Could have changed this.
Did so much better.
I could have changed that. That's the mark of someone. That's the blessing and the curse. I have the same issue.
It is because being a perfectionist,
yeah.
it's annoying.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever find that you have so many ideas that you get overwhelmed, so you don't wind up doing anything?
Yeah.
Okay, good. See, I'm not crazy. Thank God.
All the time.
Yeah. Like, I want to do X, I want to do this, and then I start going down a rabbit hole. Like, all right, I need After Effects. I need, this one looks good. This one looks good. And next thing I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to bed.
Even if you know exactly how to do it, you're just like, screw it.
No, that's the blessing and the curse. And even when you do it, like you said, even when you do it and people are like, oh, that's cool. You're like, So let me ask you, when you produce content, are you looking for a reaction, or are you just happy that you did it for yourself?
No, that's another thing. I don't make anything for anybody. I don't make it for people to enjoy it. I don't make it for people to like or dislike it. I make it for me. When I upload it publicly, if you want to watch it, cool. You're along for the ride. This is my work.
I like that. That's kind of that's why
a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. They make their content for everybody else, and then when everybody else doesn't like their content, when they get upset and they get down on themselves, depressed, and they feel like they don't want to do it anymore. because they're doing it for the wrong reason.
That's facts, man. I found that was a found that that was an issue that I had when I used to write role plays. So I still write role plays, not as much because I run the spot, but I would do something and then like, why aren't they commenting on my stuff? And then it's like, are they reading my stuff? And and then that you know, eventually I'm like, yo, fuck these people. I'm gonna do it for me. It makes me happy. That's it. If you like it, great. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Right. Like for example, I used to make Skyrim videos. I don't know if you know Skyrim.
I know. I'm not that old, bro. No Skyrim.
I mean, I don't know. So a lot of people
it's fine. Skyrim. It's fine. Yeah.
But I used to play Skyrim heavy on my PC.
Yeah.
And
buddy.
I used to make like little story videos using Skyrim, and I used to upload it to my channel. It used to get like 100 views compared to my WWE videos. So I would get like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views. Nobody would watch my Skyrim videos, but I didn't care because it's not for them.
Oh, that hurt.
I could really give a damn how many people watch my Skyrim videos.
I'm talking on that shit. But if I get 100 views on a video, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, damn.
Yo, hey, bro, different stroke for different folks, man. I mean, but actually, no, that's bullshit. If it's a video that I do, I don't care. But it's more so the community. Like our showcase videos are getting 300, 400, or 500 or whatever, and I'm cool with that because that's, you know, giving eyes to what we're doing. My thing is like I want the views, but I want them because I want people to see what I see. Like when I do a live stream, it's because I'm invested in these characters. I want people to be like, oh, Ryu's trash. Oh, Dupree's the betterness, which is basically like this dude. You know Mandy Rose? Dupree, you know the wrestler Mandy Rose from WWE, right? At all? Do you know that wrestler Mandy Rose?
Mandy Rose? Yes, I heard.
The golden chick with the... Dupree was basically doing Mandy Rose gimmick before Mandy Rose even, you know, became a wrestler.
Facts.
So like, you know, his gimmick is that he's, you know, he's a beautiful person and he has the betterness, the better force, and you know he has all these iconic entrances. And you know, whenever he shows up in the music hits, he has a Queen song that's a Princess of the Universe. Whenever that comes on, the Twitch party just fucking loses their mind. I want people to feel that. So that's why I'm always like, hey, you know, it's not necessarily for me, but I just want people to kind of see what I see. And again, it comes down to some people see something, you turn on, you're like 12, fuck that. You know, it all comes down to perspective. But that's why I'm, you know, that's why I want views. But you know, that's not the determining factor. If that makes any sense. I just like, because they're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. My part is, as an owner, is to try to get people to see what I see, and that's fucking fly to you know, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. So when you're like 100, I'm like, oh shit, if I get 100, I'm good.
No, but I mean, like in your case, if you have, let's say you have 400 subscribers, right?
Nope.
Okay, let's say you have 200 subscribers.
All right, that sounds about right.
And you're getting 200 views or 100 views, then you're doing good. Yeah. You're getting like 80 to 90% of your subscriber base watching your video. Yeah,
I mean, they do, you know, they do. If this thing doesn't stop flying in front of me, I'm gonna punch my monitor. What the fuck is, sorry about that.
I mean, if anything, you're doing better than me, because if I upload a video right now, like 30% of my subscribers are gonna watch it, because I have a lot of dead subs because I haven't uploaded this in a long time.
I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but you know, I see what you're saying. But I thank you for that. That makes me feel a tiny bit better. But you know, I'm gonna do. The thing is, I recently, like I said, I started using you. I've had a YouTube account since 2010, but I just started using it last year because I had to do. Actually, you wouldn't know that, but yeah, I used to host everything myself. But you know, hosting is expensive, and the host is like, "Hey, you can't do that. You're using too much space." I'm like, "Oh no, I have to use YouTube." No. Other than that, it's, you know, we were in our own little enclosed universe, so we're learning about YouTube and going as we're going along. Sorry, I'm trying to kill something, and we're going along, so we're learning. But yeah, man. As a closing thought, because this has been I've enjoyed this tremendously. I haven't had like a long podcast with a good person in a hot minute. No disrespect to Jacob Anderson either. Sorry.
Shout out to
because like people, you know. My people know how I am, but sometimes people are like, oh, how come you didn't press him on this? How come you didn't press him? Like, I'm not trying to press nobody. I'm trying to understand. And I am
to
what
be
I
honest
am.
with you, press me. But
that's the thing. I ain't got nothing to press you on. You answered everything. You know, if you don't know something, you're like, I don't know. If that's it. There's really nothing to press you on. I talked about the Unite stuff. That's really the only thing that pissed me off, and you don't know about it, so there's nothing to fucking press you on. There ain't shit to press you on. I can't go. You can't get blood from a stone, Lou. It don't make no sense. It's like, yo, like I'm trying to think of anything that would, and I got nothing, man. You've done exponentially. You far exceeded my expectations, and I'm not stopping me kissing your ass because I don't do that. But it's just like, hey, man, you keep it 100, so like I can't say shit. Now I bet you if I have someone after this and I get some fucking haughty, I bet you whoever I get after this is not gonna live up to expectations, and that's no disrespect on them, but I know 100%, like, because from what I see. From my interactions with you is one thing, and then from what I see in the CAW community, I don't think there's gonna be much people that are gonna live up to expectation because there's gonna be too much inner narcissism and stuff. Here's another factoid without me losing my mind. Some people are actually hitting me up as if they want to join. I'm like, I don't do sim. And then some people are like, some people say, DM me. They say DM me. I'm like, what? No, if you want to join me, then you let me know. I don't go to you. No, I don't care. Although one dude, I saw his YouTube, I liked it. So shout out to you. I don't know your name off the top of my head, but you're the European guy, and you have a sloth. So sloth, you're cool in my book. So I don't want to sound like an asshole, but yeah. So it's like, come on, man. And yeah, I'm not sim, and I don't plan on being sim. We do sim events, but very rarely, and they're AI versus AI. So we not for you. I got Nic Virtue here because because Nick is a good dude, and we just trying to learn something. He trying to give me some history lessons. So that's what that is. So relax yourself. If you want to compete and fight, then we got you, and you probably won't last because pit vipers, a petting zoo with crocodiles and tigers and no zookeepers. We have a Discord. We have a Joe Rogan, a gorilla gift because that's basically what it is. Just gorilla shit. So my closing thoughts, rather on your thoughts. What are your current thoughts on sim as a whole?
It's changed since when it kind of started getting off the ground to now, but it's changed in a good way, in the sense that more and more people are getting into it.
Okay.
Like I had said earlier, my entire goal from jump was to just change the way people play the game, and people have changed the way they play the game. It went from people playing like it's Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
People working together and putting on good matches, and that's what it is now. Regardless of whether or not it's people playing human against human or doing highlight reel matches, it's changed for the better. People could get better at it. There's always room for improvement. I always like the biggest room is the room for improvement.
I like
don't
you
get
sage witness. I mean,
don't get complacent and think that just because you're at this level in terms of sim means that you ain't got nothing. So I'm still trying to learn how to do different. There's always room for improvement.
Facts. See, this is why we click, because you seem like someone who wants, for the best. So let me ask you this, and I keep wanting to close, but then I always got something else to add. Like, did you ever think about, like, you're starting to go back into it, but did you ever think about maybe like doing your own little spot? Maybe nothing super, because it takes work. But you ever think about?
I didn't even touch on that. I did at one point. It was called EWE, Elite Wrestling Entertainment, and that was coming off of. We got to do a whole nother podcast.
We can do that. we can do that. That's what we can do that. But fuck that. We'll do that. But yeah, so we'll talk about. But
I tried it. I attempted it, and we did one show, and I said, okay, that's it.
Why? Too much work? Was it too much work?
It's too much.
See,
it's too much.
That's why I do what I do. It's a lot of work, but I have a decent struck subsystem, and basically I do what I do because it kind of, and it sounds weird, but it's kind of what keeps the voices at bay. The faster I run, that means that the faster I run, the voices can't catch me. Once I stop, like a shark, that's when if a shark stops moving, it dies because it sinks and it dies. So I have to keep on moving and moving and moving. And as long as my people are, as long as my people are doing what they got to do, and and being competitive and writing good content, because their fucking writing is amazing. People need to read this. Fed heads need to read some of the shit. Some of it's crap, but some of it's really good. Some of it's really fucking good. So That's what keeps me motivated. Other than that, I can't, like, that's the thing. I don't deal with egos. That was the issue that I was talking with Jacob. If someone comes to me and says, oh, hey, Hero, hey, Sensation, I need, how come I'm not in the main event? Well, because you're trash. Like, and not even that. A lot of times it's like, well, what have you done? What makes you, all right. See, for me, I can look at your win-loss record if I want to do that, because we're hybrid. We're competitive, but we have people that keep track of win-losses and stuff, but they also keep track of how many role plays people are doing. So it's not just because you're really good at the game doesn't mean you're necessarily on the top. Our best player is in the low card because A, he's a fucking neurosurgeon, scientist rather, and he doesn't have time to play all the time, so we keep him in a very relaxed schedule so he can show up, get a match or two done, and keep his life simple and not have to fucking compete at the highest level. So, it's not full, like, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, I have to win. We call that thirst, and people who are thirsty are promptly removed, or they learn not to be thirsty. We don't want that. We want people to try to put on a good match, but within the confines of competitiveness. Now, sometimes it works, like you said. Sometimes people know what they're doing, and sometimes people can't do a wristwatch from a wrist lock, and it's like, oh boy. But it's the line that you toe. But the point I was making is that for that guy, I could say, oh hey, you're not doing this, so that's why. So when it came to sim, I always wondered, like, what would be the, I think you've answered it, but that was always my issue with sim. It's like, well, if this guy's gonna run his mouth, I can't tell him to shut up, because maybe, I don't know, he might have a point, because, oh, well, I've worked with Nic Virtue for 7 months, so I should be in the main event. And it's like, oh,
what's crazy though, like how you mentioned, sometimes you might look at their win-loss record. There might be leagues who create completely, like, they'll create stars from scratch. Like, they'll come out of nowhere, as opposed to picking up somebody who's been around for a while, which, in my opinion, I don't find anything wrong with that. If you looked at my win-loss record, horrible. It's just in sim alone. It's trash. I lose most of my matches. So it really doesn't, in sim, win-loss record doesn't need.
Yeah, that's the same thing with my spot. Like, they have a place, but they're not the gauge. Like, the guy who does it, he put, this does not affect anything, because it doesn't. Like, at worst, it says, oh hey, this guy got 7, this guy got 7. They should fight, because I want to see someone get someone get the 8 and someone keep at the 7. That's about it. Like, I don't say, oh my God, this guy is number 1, whatever, I need to put him. No, I don't care. Because by that same token, he might not be able to write out of a paper bag. He might be boring as fuck. He might not be doing anything. He might just be playing his matches and not writing a goddamn thing. I'm not gonna push you because you ain't writing. You ain't doing nothing. You just showing up. I don't want you doing that. I want you to show me something. I want you to write something. I want you to make me feel whatever it is you want me. What were you trying to do? Are you spinning your wheels or whatever? Like, that's my takeaway from it. And what you explained earlier, like, it kind of makes me, like, I want to kind of check out some of your projects and see, like, oh, okay, I get where that's going.
Hey, man, feel free.
So that's not a problem. So I'll check out some of your stuff. I'll give you more than 12 seconds though.
If you want to check out anything, check out one of the last matches that I did on my channel. It might be the last match on my channel. Okay. Ryan and Mir. So check out that.
I'll check that one out. And if you should check out something, I would tell you to check out the 14-year anniversary live stream. That one has some chit chatty stuff bits on it.
I will do.
But it's really long, so maybe just scam around. I don't know, man. It's probably not your cup of tea. I'm terrible at advertising, bro. I'm terrible at it. And I'm terrible at advertising, and I'm terrible at networking. So bad.
I do zero advertisement. I don't advertise it.
See,
if I have work, I just upload it. If it gets 5 views.
But how do you think you gain traction? Did you gain traction from fam or?
No,
if they came to you, that means people saw what you was doing.
No, it's different with me because I had already established a fan base. So. Oh, man, I don't care what time I upload, time of the day that I upload my work. I don't advertise it. If it's 12 o'clock in the morning and I'm done with it and I feel like uploading, I'll just upload it. I don't care. If 5 people watch it at 12 o'clock, fine. If the next day comes and it gets like 300 views, fine. I just know that at the end of the month, it's probably going to have like 2,000.
Shit. Yeah, we gotta have another podcast. I gotta pick your brain. I gotta pick your brain because I don't do networking, but you seem like a decent person, so that's what I like. That's the other thing too, because you know what it is too. They say network. They say network, right? But network feels facetious because it's like, I could help you. You can help me. How about this, Nic Virtue? I have a HOOT box. If you give me $100 for my HOOT box, you get free merchandise, and then I'll have you on my podcast. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. I don't know. All right. That's gonna do. We've been at it for a minute. We could probably go to the end of the night, but we're not gonna. We're gonna wrap it up, and this is probably gonna be a 2-part episode. I don't know. I haven't decided. But Nic, thank you so much. You've been a goddamn gem. Where can they find you?
You can find me at the Nic Virtue on Twitter and Nic Virtue on YouTube, and also at the Heartstring Maestro on Instagram. Ooh. Feel free. You don't have to. Do whatever you want.
That's very fancy. And you can find me on YouTube at OCWFedTV, on Twitter at OCWFed, and Instagram OCWFed, although it's not used. And if you would like to compete, which I don't recommend at all, but if you want to read the stuff that we're doing, assuming our forum doesn't turn up in flames, it's OCWFed.com. That's www.OCWFed.com for all the role plays and YouTube videos that don't get watched. Again, Nic, I want to thank you so much. This has been dope as shit. I want to thank anybody from the Sim and CAW community who's checking us out for the first time. Appreciate y'all. It's nice to have y'all. And if you would like to be on, and you think you can outdo Nic, then let me know and we'll set it up. But you come to me. I'm not coming to you because I'm too old for this shit. And with that being said, we gonna go. Have a wonderful night. And don't forget to check out our next pay-per-view, OCW Fed presents Devil's Night 2018, live December 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/OCWFed and on simultaneously OCWFed.com. Take it easy. Yeah.